flippin' Friday, buns. It's finally almost the weekend. It's about dang time. And let me tell you all, everybody, the way I look right now is probably the way that I feel. It's wine o'clock somewhere, right? I promise, not every Friday stream is gonna be like this. I'm not becoming a streamer lush or anything. It's been a long week. I've been dealing with a lot of anxiety this week. I think that's due to hormonal stuff that's probably about to arrive. But anyway, yeah, dealing with some anxiety, and I won't even lie, right now I'm kind of powering through. I've been dealing with a lot of brain worms today, but I promised that I was gonna stream today, and I've been on such a roll lately. I've been more consistent as of late, so I'm powering through. I've got there was a tiny bit of wine left in the bottle from last week, so I'm having the rest of that. I've got Raphael in my lap as my emotional support comfort object. My cat is about to pee, and I'll probably have to hold his butt down so it doesn't land on the rug. Hang on. What you doing, bud? Oh, good boy. Wait, are you gonna? Oh, no. False alarm. I thought he was gonna pee his clothes. Okay. Crisis averted. You feel very cute. I wish I did today. I'm not wearing any makeup today, and I usually feel less cute on those days, but I figured I wasn't going anywhere today. I mean, Lilith certainly looks cute. The model looks cute as always. But I'm relieved that it's finally time for the weekend, and I get to relax and not have to work for a couple of days, because boy, was I productive this week. I've been so productive this year, everybody. I've been kind of proud of myself for that. But anyway, hello all. Happy Friday. Happy almost weekend. It's good to see you guys. It's me, Herquiki Blood, the Spectral Love Bunny. Hello, everybody. Hello, Doc. Hello, Buckaroo Holiday. Hello, Trickproof. Hello, Lumi. Hello, Roro. Hello, Fluffy. Hello, all. Rise and shine, everybody. I hope we've all been having lovely little naps today. I hope we've been working hard today. I hope everybody's just been having a good day. I've been a little lazy today. I mean, I still got work done, but I got a much later start than usual. But I still managed to get everything done before stream, which is good. So I had time. And I did say that I wanted to play a horror game tonight, but we'll see how I'm feeling in a little bit, just because, I don't know, my anxiety has been so poo-poo these past couple of days, so we'll see if my heart can handle it. If I'm not feeling it in a little bit, then I'm probably just gonna do some power washing and chill. Maybe we'll hold a little AMA or something. That could be kind of fun. But no matter what, it's gonna be all chill weekend vibes here tonight, everybody. So get comfy, get your blankets, get whatever drink you would like to have that makes you happy tonight, alcoholic or not. If you want to have tea or hot chocolate, that sounds really lovely too. Whatever you choose, just come hang out with me tonight and relax. All of our troubles shall melt away for these next few hours. Hello, Haunted Buddy. Hello. Welcome on in. Happy Friday. Hello. Pepper. Big Stinky. Pepper was like, why do we want to relax? I just took a big poop and I'm ready to party. He said he's ready to party today. But yes, grab your warm drinks, grab your blankets, grab your emotional support plushies, and let's chill tonight. In need of some chill vibes, everybody. Anything really chill and cool happened to anyone lately? Anything positive? I could definitely use a little bit of positivity. I had a bit of a... I'm usually not very open about these things, but I had a bit of an anxiety attack last night, and I didn't even know what it was about. Sometimes they kind of just, like, happen out of nowhere, and they're definitely not fun. They're very... Nobody talks about how painful they are, because you just feel this, like, tight clutching in your chest, and everything's really sweaty and clammy, and you have trouble with words and thoughts and everything, and then you just wake up feeling pretty bad the next morning. So I just have the lingering bits of anxiety, but I still wanted to stream though, just because I thought it could help put me in a better mood and make me relax a little bit. Pepper knows the power of a good bowel movement. He sure does. He sure does. I wish I was like Pepper, where it's like every time after I have a good bowel movement, I feel like running a goddamn marathon. I wish I could be like that, because whenever he does, he always runs around the apartment like crazy. Like, and he knocks things over, and he's like, I'm fast. I'm real fast. I'm so fast. I'm the fastest. But me, whenever I go through a similar experience, I just want to lay down. I'm like, I don't know how he does it. I mean, I've always had the theory that, like, I don't know, cats, after they poop, they're surprised by... Pepper, what are you doing? Hey. Mad at me. He's mad at me for airing out his bowel movements on stream. But yeah, I don't understand. Oh yeah, my theory is that they poop and then they're like, whoa, why do I suddenly feel lighter? And then they think that they can take off like a little bullet and that they can fly. It's like, does anybody else's cat do that? Where like after they use the bathroom, they just start running around everywhere? Because I've met people who say that their cats don't do that, but every single cat that I've had does that. Maybe it's a me problem. I don't know if it's because of what I'm feeding them or what. Pepper, what are you doing? Oh, he's being real kooky right now. Playing Monster Rancher, which can be chill. That sounds very chill. Oh yeah, I still have Slime Rancher. That's another cozy game to play. I haven't opened up that one in a bit. Pepper has been taken off the training weights and is running at full power. I do not understand. It's like he's technically an elderly cat. Like he's almost... Hey, stop knocking things over. He's being so naughty. Yeah, it's like he's almost 13, I think. At least when the last time I brought him to the vet, that was the age that they determined that he was. But he's still insane. Like every cat that I've had that's made it that long or longer, like they really chill out a lot at this point. Like, they're not usually this crazy, but he's still, I mean, I guess I shouldn't really complain because that means he's probably healthy, but it's nuts. I mean, it could also be due to his hyperthyroidism, though, because I heard that could be a symptom, but I'm just like, how does he have so much energy when he's, like, the cat equivalent of, like, 75 years old, and me, at not 75 years old, just wants to sleep all day. My dog does that. It's a dog thing too. I don't know, I think animals get surprised by the change in weight that they feel after they let out like a big poop. I think they may be panicked that you can smell it. Oh, is that it? Like they're panicked that we can smell like their territory? I think there's some videos on their post-poo behavior. Maybe that's something that we can do in a little bit too. Like we can go on YouTube and we can watch videos about like cat poop behavior. Doesn't that sound fun? Doesn't that sound fun? Doesn't that sound fucking fun, everybody? Everybody wants to watch videos about cat poop behavior. It's like when it's like late at night and you got nothing else to watch but like Jackson Galaxy, you know, the cat whisperer guy. In my experience, pets will forget their age until something happens and suddenly it hits them how old they are. Kind of like humans, actually. Like animals have no concept of age, so they just do what they feel like. Yeah, you know what? Yeah, I mean, humans are kind of like that, except that I wish we had no concept of age so that we didn't go making fun of people for simply being older. What if you, make me a pizza? Mods, you know what to do. New rule. Anybody comes into chat and asks me to make them a pizza, that's an automatic flip, okay? That's a flip. Anybody who comes here and demands me to make them a pizza and remind me of that fucking game, you're getting a Zoombini flip. Yeah, that's right, flip him. I'm not making anybody a pizza. Cats learn to bury their poo to hide their presence. Then how come Pepper very rarely buries his poo anymore? How come he just left his latest shit exposed? He wanted me to see it. Maybe that's a sign, actually, that he feels safe around me and that he's, like, cool with me being in his territory. That could be it. Because he's a bad kitty. No, he's a good kitty. He's a good kitty. He's just a dick sometimes. It's like, you know, sometimes you meet a person where it's like, you know, they're not a bad person. You know that, like, deep down they are a very good person. It's just they're kind of an asshole sometimes. But, like, they still have that heart of gold and they can still be really loving. That's Pepper. Like, once my cousin described Pepper as a punk. Like, back when he used to beat up on our old cat, Ringo. Oh, miss you, Ringo. But, yeah. He used to be, my cousin called him a punk, and I'm like, yeah, that's probably it. Because he is very sweet. And he was just being really cute and cuddly earlier, and he was purring a lot and making the most adorable faces at me. He could just be kind of a dick. That's just how he works. I think Maya is just excited to be done shitting, so she runs a bit. What does spook her is if she thinks she's done, but it's still hanging. Oh, that's the worst. That's the worst, is when your animal uses the bathroom, and then when they're done, they've got like a little hair hanging out of their butt, and there's still like a little poop hanging on. That's happened a few times to Pepper, and he's had to end up rubbing his butt on the carpet. And I'm like, no! I hate when he does that. It's so weird. See, I didn't know cats even did that. I thought that was only a dog thing. Pepper did that the other day, and that made me realize that I need to vacuum around more. Because I think the hair was like a piece of my hair. Because I have this issue, y'all. You can ask anybody who knows me in real life. But I have a thing where, I shed a lot. Like, I have so much fucking hair. I was looking at myself in the mirror the other day, and I'm like, I really, really need a haircut. My hair is so long. It has no shape. I want layers. I want it to, I want something different. I want it cut. I want it still long. I want it to, like, you know, I want a haircut. I want a haircut. There's too much. There's too much to take care of. But, I shed, like, my hair, it sheds a lot. Just pieces are always coming out. I dye it a lot. I straighten it a lot. I'm always doing shit to it. It's probably really unhealthy. So hair is always just falling out. It's also really thick, so it's what happens. And everybody knows that when they find hair somewhere, that it's my hair. Because it's bright fucking red. So it's like all the time I'll get texts from friends. Or people I haven't seen in years. And they'll be like, I found a piece of your hair the other day. Like, one of my friends who I went to college with and lived with says to this day that she still finds pieces of my hair in her clothes. And it's been years. It's been so long. So yeah, I shed a lot. So sometimes when that happens with Pepper, like, the hair will be my hair, not his. And I'm like, all right, time to vacuum a little bit. That's one of the only signs that he's old. He's too old to carry about burying his stuff. Yeah, maybe that is a sign of him getting older, actually. Like, he doesn't... Like, it's weird. With this new pee issue that he has, is when he pees outside of the litter box, if it gets on, like, the pee pad or the rug or something, like, he'll go outside of the litter box and he'll like, dig around there and try to, like, quote-unquote bury that, which is pretty much just him crumpling up the whole pee pad. So it's like he does know to, like, bury his droplings, but sometimes he just doesn't. I don't know. Maybe he just doesn't care. Animals will probably run around after pooping because they're vulnerable while squatting. After that, they need to run out that danger sense. Well, now I'm curious. I think in a little bit I want to actually, like, look up a video about cat post-poop behavior and, like, why they do what they do. Save some hair for the rest of us, Lilith. No, this is my hair. I worked hard to grow my hair out this long. That's why, like, when I do finally get it cut, I'm scared that they're gonna see it and they're gonna be like, your ends are so fried that we're gonna have to cut off everything and make it chin length. I I know they're fried. I don't know. I wanted it really long, and I cut it really, really short a long time ago, and now it's like super long, and I like it. I just want some shape to it, and to not shed so much too. Mood when having dark hair and being around light-colored floors. Yup, that's a big mood, isn't it? And welcome, Crow Devil. Welcome. Yeah, no, the light floors, wooden floors, anywhere. But with my hair, you can see it on any surface just because it's like an unnatural color and it's very, very bright and long. So it's like everybody knows it's my hair. But I always like to say it's like my revenge. So if somebody that was in my life for a while like wrongs me, or if somebody like breaks up with me, then they have to deal with seeing my hair for like months and months afterwards. I have to hang on to what hair I have left, getting self-conscious of my hairline. You know what the solution to that is? And I think everybody is just too afraid to do it. Why doesn't everybody just wear wigs more? It's fun. It's like if you ever go out for a night, you just put on a funky wig, you know? It doesn't even have to be a wig that you think will look like your natural hair, just any kind of wig. What's stopping you? Anybody who's self-conscious about balding and wants to like show off hair when they go out, what is stopping you from putting on a Legolas wig? Nothing. Even people with a full head of hair, what's stopping you from doing that? Wear a fun wig. I think that might be it. Sounds about right. We'll get to the bottom of this for sure, everybody. We're definitely gonna get to the bottom of this. Just get it shaped into your model's ears. I should. When I go to the hairdresser to finally get my hair cut, should I just show them a picture of a lop rabbit and be like, I want to look like this. Can you give me a haircut that looks like this? And then I get banned from every local hair salon. If only there was an educational TV about animals, like some kind of planet about animals. Shame that doesn't exist anymore. Am I allowed to watch, like, Planet Earth clips on stream, or would I get in trouble for that? I mean, like, I've watched cooking clips on stream before, and that's been fine. I'm sure if there's, like, a YouTube channel dedicated to animal behavior, we could watch that. I did like Planet Earth, though. I remember I liked watching that in school, in, like, biology class. But I could never watch the parts where the lions would chase after the gazelles or the deer or anything. Because I would get sad. I'd be like, oh, I don't want to watch an animal get killed. And then you would hear about the gazelle getting away, and you'd be like, yay, the gazelle is fine. But then David Attenborough would be like, but now the lion cannot feed her children tonight. I'm like, shit, there's no winning. Somebody always has to die. Wigs are uncomfortable, it hurt my head. That is the only thing. Wigs are not comfortable. Wigs are definitely not comfortable, especially when you wear them for a long time. Back when I did used to cosplay, if I wore a wig for a long time, it would give me a migraine. But still, they're fun. If you're just doing it for like a short little period out, it could be a good time. My hair was very long during the pandemic, and my mom convinced me to let her cut my hair. She cut it shoulder length, and it hasn't gotten nearly as long since. Really? I've heard that can be a thing with some people, where if they have really, really long hair, once they finally cut it, it like won't grow back as long. That's really fascinating. I wonder what that's about. Maybe it's like if you let it grow for too long, and you get like dead split ends, maybe it does something to you? I don't know. My hair grows really, really fast. It's crazy. My hair grows like a weed. And I don't know how it grows so quickly when I treat it so badly. But yeah, I don't think I remember years ago I cut it like just a little bit below my chin. Like I did that thing where after the first breakup I ever had, I looked at myself in the mirror and I was like, I want to look like a different person. I do not want to look at this person in the mirror anymore. And so I cut like all my hair off and I gave myself like a Ramona Flowers cut, except shorter. And it was really, really cute. But then ever since then, I I hadn't cut it, and now it's really, really super long. So it's like I've done super short and I've done super long, and I like both. I just need a change. I want to get a wolf cut. Have you guys seen the wolf cut? But the thing is, like, because my hair is naturally curly, I'd have to ask for like I can't do what like most people do, where here, I'll show you guys what I'm thinking. Where it's like they'll show them a picture, because I'll have to show them a picture of what curly haircut I want and see what could look good straight. So it's like I'm thinking something like this. No, curly wolf cut. It's like the sort of popular new haircut right now. It's like this. Like, let's find a good example. Like, maybe something like that I think would be pretty. I mean, I already wear my bangs straight, so I'd maybe ask for the bangs and see if they would look good curly. I don't know. But what do you guys think? I think that would look pretty. I'm just showing you guys my haircut ideas now. I just really want to cut my hair, but also I forgot how like expensive cutting your hair is, because I always just used to get my hair cut by like a neighbor who had like a little mini salon in her basement back when I used to live with my parents. And she would always like give me a discount because she liked my family. But now looking at like actual hair salons, it's like if you want to get a nice haircut, it's like $250. I'm like, shit. I mean, I guess that makes me realize that hairdressers are, you know, artists in a sense. Like I don't trust myself cutting my own hair. I don't think I would do a very good job, especially with my hair type and texture. But yeah. Life be expensive. Wigs are itchy as fuck. I've worn them for costumes. You gotta get the good quality wigs. It's like you guys are probably just wearing the Spirit Halloween wigs. No, you gotta get good quality ones. Like you don't have to get you don't have to get a human hair unit that's like $500. But on Amazon or like specialized like cosplay wig websites, you can probably get one that's a little more comfortable. But yeah, no, those Spirit Halloween wigs will kill ya. Those will give you allergic reactions. Those are microplastics I do not want to eat. My work is well aware I wear wigs on bad hair days. They know if there's a drastic length change, it's a wig. That's cool that your job, like... That's cool that your job lets you wear wigs, though. That's nice of them. I know some jobs are weird about letting people, like, I don't know, wear their hair certain ways or wear wigs, but that's cool that your job at least lets you. I've gotten really good now at, in TV shows, being able to tell when somebody is wearing a wig. Like, it's the way that I used to be. I used to watch Game of Thrones and not realize that all of the characters were wearing wigs. I thought those were like their actual hair years and years ago. Now I realize, I'm like, oh my god, are you kidding? You think Emilia Clarke got that hair naturally? But now I can really easily be able to tell when like an actor is wearing a wig, like even if it's a more like natural looking one. I had a friend that went full buzz cut during the pandemic when she realized how much less work it was to be kept in for years. Yeah, I mean, I imagine she's probably also saving a shit ton of money on hair products. That was what I noticed when I cut my hair really short. I was like, wow, I don't need to buy like shampoo and conditioner and like styling cream as often. This is nice. I bet if I cut it all off again, then my electric bill would probably be considerably down because I'll be spending less time straightening it. Oh, hang on. Do I have to sneeze? False alarm. I don't have to sneeze. 250? Yeah, oh, that's at least the place that I saw. Wait, how much do you guys usually spend when you get a haircut? Because the place that I saw, I mean, well, because I'm sure if I was just getting a trim, if I just wanted to trim the ends and do like some upkeep, it would probably be considerably less expensive. But for a full, like, new haircut, the places that I saw to book an appointment, it was like $250. Am I just looking at the wrong places? How much are you guys spending? $250 is like a year of haircuts for me. What? Did I almost get... I didn't book an appointment at this place or anything, but did I almost get ripped off? Really? How much is it if you want to get like a new style? Like if you wanted to not just get your ends trimmed, but like, you know, get layers and razors and all that, you know? This is a question for anybody that has like long hair. Like if you have like if you're somebody in the chat who has super short hair and you don't really do that, this doesn't apply to you, I guess. But if you have longer hair like me and you want to get like a nice haircut, like how much does that usually cost you? Is this a new adult thing I'm learning? Big city price inflation, that's true. It could also be because of, on account of where I live, that it's more expensive. And I think this was like a boutique salon that I was looking at, and not like a, you know, like a Supercuts. But the thing is, because I have such curly hair, I want to go to a place that I know how they're gonna know how to cut my hair. Because cutting curly hair is really different from cutting straight hair. Like, you need somebody... The reason I would go see my neighbor for all those years is because I trusted her with my hair. I don't trust everybody with it because it's so thick and coarse and curly that, like, not everybody is gonna know how to handle it. I don't have horse hair, I'll tell you that. Where I go, it's $50 and I give a $30 tip. Like, oh yeah, I'd definitely be including a nice tip in there as well. But $50 definitely sounds more reasonable. That's usually how much I would pay my neighbor for a haircut, was just around $50. But I guess $250 could be maybe a bit much. My wig was expensive, but you have to cut the lace front yourself, and it's like pokey. Oh yeah, the lace fronts, yeah. Those are definitely a little bit pokey, and you need to kind of adjust those on your own. I know that a lot of drag queens wear the lace fronts. But it's always crazy on Drag Race when you see them wear like the human hair units and they look so expensive. I don't even want to know how much they paid for those. But yeah, if you go to an actual salon, it's expensive, $200 to $250 from what I know. That's probably gonna be what I have to pay just because I want to get a whole new look and I don't just want to trim. Like my hair right now is all almost like one whole length everywhere, and I want to I want layers. I want the wolf cut. Do they have a bunny cut? I'm gonna look it up. Hair rabbit cut. Okay, that wasn't exactly what I was thinking when I wanted to type in rabbit cut, but this is what we got. This is what happens when you type in hair rabbit cut. You get That's gonna be me when I get my hair cut, everybody. That's gonna be me going to the boutique salon and being like, can you get me the wolf cut? And then they put me in the chair and they do that to me, and then they charge me $250. And then that's gonna be me if I go to the little back alley hair salon. This poor rabbit looks embarrassed at his new haircut. That poor thing. Oh, baby. We'll get the bunnies. That doesn't even look like a rabbit. That looks like a guinea pig. Before and after vet recommended haircut. Where are your ears? Ma'am, where are your ears? Excuse me. 250 has like dye jobs in it over there. Yeah, I mean, I can dye my own hair. That's no problem. I don't want to ask anybody. It's so cheap for me to just dye my own hair. It only costs like 10 bucks, which is nice. It's the cutting I don't trust myself. They style mine and I don't even ask for it. They always just layer it. That's really nice. That's really nice. For me though, like I always have such a particular image in my head that it's like I have to show them a picture before getting my hair cut, because I just like, I need it to look nice. I think my sister pays not even $100 for styling. Ooh, maybe I shouldn't be getting my hair cut in a big city then. Maybe I ought to go to somewhere cheaper. Or where they don't add millions of taxes to the haircut $50 is where I go. And that's not so bad. That's definitely what I used to play and I go to an LGBT friendly place. So that's nice too. It's good that you $50 to be able to get your hair cut at a place where you can like, you know, feel comfortable in yourself and come out confident too. But yeah, for like a color and styling, I don't know. Like $50 is a good price for like color, styling, and getting it cut. $60 is just a salon cut here for Fluffy's lightly curly hair. Yeah, some places I noticed do charge more if you have more textured or curly hair. Like if you have really, really thin straight hair, then I imagine it must be the easiest thing in the world to cut your hair. Styling is kind of a different story. I know that people who have thin hair have a little more trouble styling it, but like getting a cut is probably really super simple. Whereas if you have like really textured or thick or curly hair, it's a little more difficult. So like that's why I look up places that do offer curly haircut. But now I kind of want to look up to see what a regular haircut versus a curly haircut, what the prices are, and see if they do charge more for a curly haircut. If they do, that's crazy. I've considered getting my hair keratined before. Like I know that the keratin is really expensive though, and that the smell of chemicals like doesn't leave your hair for a really long time. And I feel like with the amount of hair that I have, that would probably be pretty expensive. I only go to a shop if I have a special occasion or something. Otherwise, I buzz my own hair. Yeah, I imagine if you have really short hair, then it's probably super easy to just buzz your own. For somebody like me, though, I'm so nervous about cutting my own hair. I've had people, like friends, offer to cut my hair, and I'm just like, no, absolutely not. I'm just kidding. I cut my own bangs. I do cut my own bangs just because those, I don't want them getting in my eye, and my bangs grow so quickly. However, once when I went to see my old hairdresser, she told me that I did a really good job cutting my own bangs. But I'm practiced though. I've been doing that for a really long time. Did I ever tell you guys that I almost started my own hair dyeing business in college? Yeah, like I would, because when I first got to college, that was when I started dyeing my hair on my own. I started dyeing my hair by myself there, just because, you know, I was a broke college student, and I didn't have access to the person who usually dyed my hair, so I would just go to the Sally's Beauty Salon, I would buy the color that I wanted, and I would just do it in the communal bathroom at the dorms. And it came out pretty good. And my friends, they liked the color that I would do, so they would be like, whoa, that's cool. Can you dye the ends of my hair? Can you give me highlights? Can you give me little streaks? So I would do that to all of my friends. I would like get them over and I would dye their hair, and I would do that for free. And then I had one friend whose ends I dyed, who was I think she was like an accounting major. So she knew business better than I did, and she was like, you're really good at this, and like you keep dyeing like your friend's hair. So what do you say? Like maybe we put some flyers around the school offering like hair dyeing services, and you can like make some money, and then I'll help you with the business end stuff and the accounting. And I thought about it, and I was like, actually, that doesn't sound like such a good idea. But like such a bad idea. But then I didn't end up going through with it. I chickened. I think one, because, you know, I was a scared freshman at the time, but also like I was, I think that semester I was eligible for work study, and I felt like if I had this job dyeing, like students' hair around campus and I was advertising it around there, then I would get in trouble and that I would either potentially lose my work study, or I would have like the dean of the school being like, hey, you can't do this. So I chickened out of it, but I don't know, I'm kind of curious what would have happened if I did end up going through with it. Me being a little business savvy person at school, I never thought I would have seen the day. I probably would have made more money than the actual work study jobs I did at my school. I tried on my wig for the first time in ages. My actual hair is longer. That's crazy. I have some really, really long wigs, and I would be super shocked if my hair was longer than any of my my wigs. I still have a lot of the wigs that I wore back in my cosplay days. Remember once my mom sent me a picture of my dad wearing my Kirigiri from Danganronpa wig, which is like this really, really long, like purpley silver lavender kind of wig. And it looked really funny on him. He looked like a metalhead. Would a wolf cut make you a bun in wolf's clothing? I was thinking that. I just realized, actually, telling you guys about the wolf cut, I was like, isn't it a little ironic that I'm a rabbit who wants to get a wolf cut? Our biggest predator. But yeah, I would be a bun in wolf's clothing. How do you know I'm not already a bun in wolf's clothing? We cut to a few years by now when I get canceled for something very unforgivable in the VTuber community, and then somebody posts this clip out of context and was like, well, this didn't age well. The New York tax. Yeah, it's probably just the New York tax. To be fair, my sister lives in small town Massachusetts, so the lower cost of living in general. Maybe I should just, next time I take a vacation to a cute, small countryside town, I'm gonna get my hair cut there, and maybe it'll only be like $10. How does that sound? I'm gonna do that. Oh no, it's lots more to get it colored. Yeah, I do remember, like back when I was like in high school and I would get it dyed, I remember the color would always be more expensive than the cut. But it's so much cheaper just to do it by myself. Like a box of hair dye at a local beauty store is like only, I don't know, like $10. No, I think now it's $5 actually. The last time I bought a bottle, it was only like $5, and then with the extra peroxide, that's only like another $5. So yeah, it is only like $10. It's super cheap. And sure, maybe it's not always the most even if I don't have enough mirrors to look at when I dye it, but it's fine. Okay, I have a degree in accounting. How much bookkeeping could there be for a side gig like that? I don't know, actually. I guess it would depend on how much word spread around campus. And Lin Umu, hello! Welcome, welcome, and hello, Raiders! Hello! Thank you so much for the raid. I appreciate it so much. Hello, Raiders. My name is her Queen Chip, Lilith the Spectral Lot Bunny. I like to chill. I like to yap. I play a lot of horror games and cozy games on stream. I appreciate your raid so much. Thank you, thank you. I hope you're having a wonderful night. What were you up to on stream tonight? Just chilling as well? And Napakunai, thank you so much for the follow. Welcome to the Bunny Coat. Welcome, welcome. Appreciate your follow so much. I hope you're having a wonderful Friday night. Hello. We're just talking about, hair. Hair and haircuts and how much they cost. Really fun stuff going on here in our chill stream tonight. And Lin Umu, thank you so much for the follow. Thank you, thank you. Yes, big shout outs to Lin. Thank you. Welcome to the Bunny Coat. Welcome, welcome. But yeah, I'm not sure how much bookkeeping there could be. I guess it would just be like keeping track of who your clients are and what they ask for. Because like usually when people would ask me to dye their hair at school, they would just ask me, like they wouldn't commit to a full head. They would just ask me to do like highlights or to dye like the ends of their hair. Like I was the only one who would commit to the full head because I wasn't a chicken. Kidding. But so I don't know, I guess maybe charging for just like the ends of hair. But also, I don't know, I feel like now that I think about it, it would probably cost quite a bit to maintain the whole business because I would probably have to be the one who's buying the dye and the materials. Unless I made it clear, I'd be like, as long I could, I don't know. Would it be unfair if I charged the students for the dye job and also told them they had to provide their own dye? I mean, this is all like, you know, hypotheticals. It's way too late for me to do anything like this at this point. But like, what would be the better thing to do? To just have all of the dyes myself? To just like go to the store, buy bleach, all the different colors, and the materials that I would need? Or like ask them to provide their own. I would probably need multiple brushes too, just because of the hair shed that would be on one brush. Maybe somebody wouldn't want somebody else's hair and scalp in their hair. I don't know, that's a lot to think about. So it's probably is a good thing that I didn't end up doing it, because I don't know, I think I would have been a little in over my head. The problem with my wig is it's straight and I feel weird about my wavy hair. I wish that I had like hair that was more wavy than curly, because it would be one thing if it just had like, I don't know, a 2C 3A wave, but because it's curly, that just makes things so much more difficult. But I feel like nobody is satisfied with the texture of their hair. I feel like anybody who has curly hair wants straight or wavy hair, and anybody who has like pin straight hair wants like wavy or curly hair. Hair, it's expensive. Amen. Hair is very expensive, which is why the people that did shave their hair during the pandemic were probably right about that. Or people that just shave their hair in general are right about that, because they're saving a lot of money. I use Eric Fox and dye my own hair. I figure if I burn my hair off, I have wigs until it grows off. Oh, Arctic Fox. I've heard of that dye brand. I use L'Oreal High Color Highlights in the shade Magenta, which is like kind of a pinkish red. It's really pretty. And then I mix that with like, well, for a while I was using a 30 volume peroxide, which made it very, very bright. But lately I've been doing a 20 volume just because I've been wanting it a little bit darker lately. But that's hair dye that's meant for dark hair specifically, because my hair is naturally like really, really dark. And yeah. But it's the only dye that I can use that I don't have to pre-bleach it, because back when I used to bleach it before I would dye it pink back in college, it like completely fried my hair. So my hairdresser once like scolded me, and she was like, "You're not allowed to bleach your hair anymore." And I was like, "Okay." Do a BYO discount? Yeah, I could have done that. I could have been like, if you bring your own materials, then I'll give you a discount. I'll hack off however much you spent on your materials from the base price. Whatever the base price would have been. I probably wouldn't have charged much for it. I probably only would have charged people like $20, $25 for a dye job, because like it's college and nobody has money unless they're working like 2 or 3 jobs. Living is expensive. Ain't that the fucking truth? Ain't that the fucking truth? However, I will say, I have been working my fucking ass off this year. Like, I've had just barely any breaks on days that aren't weekends. And I'm really just hoping that it's gonna, like, bear some fruit. Because I was certainly crunching some numbers for, like, the amount of work that I've been doing lately and being like, oh, this actually might help me out a little bit. Might help me out. And also, streaming more consistently and seeing how much I've made from these past couple of weeks has certainly been helping out a lot too. But yeah, living is expensive, which is why I don't want to have to get a $250 haircut. And I really hope I can find a place that's a little bit more cheaper. But yeah, anyway, now I'm curious though about what we were talking about earlier. Why do cats run after they poop? I want to see if there's a YouTube video about this, and I want to watch it. Oh, okay. We have a few results, actually. We have quite a few results. We have why are cats hyper after they poop, and we have why do cats freak out after pooping. Here's the answer. Oh, wait. Okay, this is about senior cat wellness. Actually, I want to get a little educated today. This might be good for me and for Pepper's sake. So we're gonna let's check out the answer to this, shall we? I'm so curious now. Who's ready for something fun? Oh, I'm definitely not just using this as an excuse to watch cat videos on stream. Intro gives me so much hope. Why are cats hyper after they poop?
Hello everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Quite a title to this one, and quite a thumbnail too. And before I begin, no, this video will not visually feature what this topic is about, thankfully.
Okay,
So we're
good.
all in the
Actually, I was worried about that. After I clicked on this video, I'm like, wait, they're not actually gonna show a cat pooping, are they? Because if they do, I could get in a lot of trouble. I shouldn't be surprised that there are more than one result for this. Me neither. I mean, listen, it's like Google, YouTube. It's the same. There's an answer for everything. There's a video on everything.
clear on that one. At any rate, those hyped up cats after doing, the deed.
The deed.
What's that really all about? What if some cats act like a child with a new toy right after they use that litter box?
Wait, I like this guy.
If you are familiar with the zoomies, and we've talked about them quite a bit around these parts, getting hyper after using the restroom is a bit similar. Call it a jolt of energy or just a burst of excitement, but the reaction can be one of marvel for sure. Let's talk about a few
Marvel?
reasons as to why some cats become rather hyper after using the bathroom.
Okay.
Let's start off with the release
Wait,
itself.
that's a kitten.
Yep,
That's a kitten. This is senior cat wellness. I'm on to you, senior cat wellness. If that's even your real name.
you heard me. There's a certain stimulation that cats find when using the facilities. Nerve stimulation.
Wait,
for
hang on.
sure.
I have to listen to
And
that
for
again.
a few
What
reasons as to why some cats
did he say?
become rather
Stimulation?
hyper after using the bathroom. Let's start off with the release itself. Yep, you heard me. There's a certain stimulation that cats find when using the facilities. Nerve stimulation, for
Oh.
sure. And for some cats, this can give them a bit of a high, let's just say. Just like
Wait.
those zoomies. This can cause some felines to take a bit of a victory lap after the fact in response to the stimulation caused by the movement itself. And also, there's potentially a happy relief involved here, especially if the cat hasn't been able to reach the litter box for a while for whatever the reason. And man, let me just say,
Wait. You mean to tell me that one of the reasons could be a cat runs after they poops because it essentially feels like they're doing like a bump of coke, essentially? What? I mean, people feel good after taking a big shit. I mean, true, but we don't run a victory lap. He's essentially saying the cats get high after they poop.
feel like I'm making my way through an obstacle course as I attempt to avoid certain words in this video.
Oh.
A corn maze, just in time for, Halloween. Anywho, the
This
next
guy is
reason
funny.
for the hyperactivity, and this could be considered the most notable of all, is that natural instincts to cover the, speaking of stinks, the natural instinct to cover the stench from a potential predator.
Okay.
This is
Yeah, that's
especially
what we
true if
talked
your
about
cat deems
earlier.
the smell a bit loud, let's say. Even if your cat is the only pet in your home and has never even left your home, covering ways to hide the scent. That's just in a cat's DNA. One of the most well-known calling cards of a feline.
Hello, Craig.
And the last hyper
Happy
reason that I'll talk
Friday.
about
We're
today is
watching-
really the
We're
active
watching videos about why cats are hyper after they poop.
itself, and we'll add another.
Oh,
And the location
wait,
of the
look at
litter
the eyes on this cat. So orange, pretty. I love cats with orange eyes.
box. Many cats, well, to put it mildly, are often, let's call it, on display when they use the restroom. This can cause some cats to want to get in and get out in a hurry. In fact, the anxiety of being on display can cause some felines to just be unable to use the bathroom
Oh
properly.
yeah, no cat.
I don't
There's some
think I
cats
need
that
to
get
provide
bladder
an
shy.
example,
Not
but you
mine.
can only imagine what the human example would, sort of look like. Yeah, I don't think anyone wants that all eyes on me type of attention. As far as the hyper response, some
What do you
cats
mean
find
this-
movements.
Wait, what do you mean this video is on brand? It's just having you curiosity never killed the bunny. Now I should look up a video about why I get depressed after I poop.
Easy and uncomfortable, and the whole event just completely unsettling. The hyper response can be due, at least at times, well, simply due to the fact that it's over. Sort of like walking off stage in a rush after giving a big speech in front of a class. It's over, it's done, on to the next. And I'll also add, as just a bit of a side note,
Oh, Scottish
if
fold.
constipation is plaguing a cat, the response to finally being able to achieve a movement could lend itself to a hyperactive state.
Okay, you
more
know
of a
what?
nervous energy response.
You know what? That one I understand. That one I understand. Pepper big shitta snoozes. Actually, you guys are always calling me the little shitta. You guys should see his bowel movements. Worse than mine. But you know what? That I understand. If they're dealing with constipation for a really long time and then finally they're able to get it out, I think that's cause for celebration because that's relatable, okay? That's just a part of being alive. That's just a part of the being alive experience. Not according to your lore, or am I wrong? When did I say I died via toilet accident? Do you guys... You know what? Is the lore just gonna be I died similar to how Elvis did? He died on the toilet, right? Is that how I gone? Is that how I spirited away?
Response to the relief itself. And before I close the book on this topic,
this one looks like Pepper. You baby.
leave by saying that a response of really any kind doesn't always happen. In fact, there is a chance that your cat has never had much of an obvious response to using the bathroom.
No, my cats have
However,
always
just know that some cats
responses.
do. And when they do, it can be for a variety of reasons. To the viewers of Senior Cat Wellness, your thoughts concerning this topic, do any of the reasons that I provided here today ring true for some of your cats?
I guess
the
so.
comment section,
Maybe.
as always, it's all yours.
Well, no, that's the reason I clicked on this video
I
because I
thank
didn't
you
know
so
why.
very much for taking some time out of your very busy day to join me right here at Senior Cat Wellness. Did you like what you heard today?
I did.
If you did, please feel free to like and share this video and subscribe to the channel. And until next time, we will talk to you later.
This guy was very pleasant. This actually gave me all the answers that I needed. It's so nice when you look for a certain thing in a YouTube video and you get the answers that you were looking for without the bullshit, you know? This guy got straight to the point. No fluff. Oh. I like this guy. All right, let's see what some of the comments are saying actually. I want to see if anybody has any experiences of their own. And hello, Cast Iron. Welcome. Hello. Happy Friday. Hi, Liv. Hi, chat. Black cat, no thoughts, only violence. That cat was beautiful, that black cat. I wonder if that was a Norwegian forest cat, because it was very floofy. And I know that Norwegian forest cats are usually like big, black, and floofy. Yeah, the orange cat was really pretty too. Clover's box is downstairs, so we don't really know when she's pooped, but she's hyper a lot of the time. Oh, I know when Pepper's pooped because I can smell it. Kitties. I'm sure that there have been PMs that deserved a high five. Bowel movements that deserved a high five. Yeah, probably. But nobody ever gives me a high five after a bowel movement. What the hell? Name a more iconic duo than Lilith and bowel movements. That's just VTubers in general. VTubers in general. And hello, Jen. Hello. Welcome. So good to see you. Hello, Jen. Happy Friday to you. Hope you're doing well. We're learning about cat bowel movements today. Why did this guy have a speaking pattern like William Shatner? He was like William Shatner if he was Southern, you know? He was like Southern gentleman William Shatner. But let's see what some of the comments say. The first one says, back in the 80s, I had a split-level home, and we had Max's box in the basement, not too far from the door leading back to the stairs. Oh, I love when we find comments of people who are like 40 or older. I feel like you can learn a lot of wisdom from those. I had put a kitty door in the basement door for him, and as a result, we always knew when Max dropped a bomb. We would hear him explode through the kitty door, then fly up the steps looking all wild-eyed like he was ready to take on the world. Oh, Max was my buddy and boy, and after 25 years now after his passing, I still miss him so much. Oh, baby. Oh. Oh, that's so sweet. What a great video, made me giggle. My cat doesn't get hyper, but he has to vocally tell everybody he just took a poop. Pepper does that too. Sometimes after he poops, he'll go, wah, 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 wah. He screams so loud on the way there, then during, then up the stairs after. I think he loves to tell everyone, so one of us will go clean it for him. I swear he's the owner and we're all his pets. We're his peasants. All hail the Cat King. Isn't that kind of how it is for like anybody who owns a cat though? Like if you have a cat, like they're the one in charge, you know? It's like I remember once I got like this chain email where it was like the difference between dogs and cats, where like a dog is fed by their owner and they're like, wow, this person is feeding me and they're giving me food and taking care of me, they must be God. And a cat is like, wow, this person is feeding me and taking care of me, I must be God. Like that's the difference between dogs and cats. That's because IBS actually stands for I'm a VTuber, sucks to be me. Yeah, guys, I'm a VTuber. My life is so hard. I have to press the go live button and play video games and talk about my bowel movements. It really sucks to be me. I feel like a requirement to being a VTuber, though, is crazy bowel movements, you know? Chat, we can't keep bullying Lilith about her constant calls to the plumber to fix her broken toilets. I was thinking about it the other day. It's been over a year since I broke my toilet. Isn't that crazy? It's been well over a year now. I'm like, it feels like yesterday. Oh, it feels like yesterday when I had to send an email to the super in my building and be like, yeah, I need to get a broken toilet fixed. And having to carefully tell them how it happened so I wouldn't get into any sort of trouble. But yeah, it was pretty funny. But thankfully since then I haven't had to make any calls about toilet issues. Knock wood. I love a cat's arrogance. It's very fucking real. It's so real. It's so real. They do all think they're gods. I mean, like, weren't they worshipped, like, in ancient Egypt? I think they got a big head from that, you know? I think that's the reason they're so arrogant today, is because their ancestors were worshipped in many ancient civilizations. And they think that still rings true for today. I mean, it kind of does. It kind of does. But they all deserve love. I've been trying to be like a real Disney princess lately. I don't know. It's like in my neighborhood, there's a few like little cats, like alley cats, that kind of wander around, and I've seen them like forever, like for years now. And you know, they're resilient. They can survive many harsh conditions. But I saw these two cats that were near my apartment building the other day, and they weren't looking in the best shape, you know. They were looking a little crusty, but they don't, you know, they don't really trust humans all that much, so they'll kind of back away when they see me. Like, they won't let me pet them or anything. But I don't know, it was kind of a hot day that day, and I felt bad for them. And so I took out like some of Pepper's crunchy food, and I left some outside for them. And when I backed away, I saw them eating it, so I felt really good about that. And then also, a couple days ago, I saw there was, now that I'm obsessed with birds, I don't know, I've started to just really develop a lot of empathy for birds. So there was this little mourning dove that was on a windowsill in my apartment building. And it was just kind of sitting there for a while, and it was really cute and round. And I was like kind of near it, but I noticed it wasn't really moving much. And then I went out to go do some errands, and when I came back, it was still there. And then like I went up to my apartment, and whenever I looked out my window, like it was still there, and I was really like worried about it. Like, I hope it wasn't sick. Like I looked it up, and I saw that it may have been like a fledgling that wasn't quite, like, maybe was a little nervous to fly. And then the next day it wasn't on that windowsill, but it was on a different one. And I was just, I don't know, I didn't really know what to do. Like, I thought, like, should I call like a rehabilitation center or something, but the problem was I didn't know how to get to the bird. Like, it was at a point where, like, I couldn't find any way to reach it, and I couldn't, when I looked it up, people told me to put on some gloves, put the bird in a box, and, like, poke some holes in it so it could breathe, like, over the lid. But I just thought that if I brought it into my apartment, then Pepper would have eaten it, you know? So I don't think it would have been any safer in there. So I didn't really know what to do. So, but then it's not on any of the windowsills anymore. So I really hope it's okay. Like, I've been kind of afraid for it these past couple of days because it's been raining a lot and it's been kind of cold. And I don't want it to be, like, cold and alone, you know? Like, I know that I shouldn't be fucking with nature, but, like, I want the bird to be, I'm gonna make myself cry talking about it. I just want the bird to be okay. I really hope it's okay. I wish there was more that I could have done to help it. But anyway, to stop myself from crying, I'm gonna look at this poll that you guys made. Would you rather immovable constipation or unstoppable diarrhea? You guys call me the one that's obsessed with bowel movements. Also, aren't both of these redundant? Jen, are you inspiring them? What are you doing? Jen. I think Jen is inspiring you guys to make these polls. Answer my question. Yeah, all right. You know, if I had to answer, I guess I would pick unstoppable diarrhea. Because, you know what, at least the shit leaves your system eventually, right? Like, maybe you can't stop it, but eventually it has to end, right? But if you have immovable constipation, then that means that you can't, like, it's never leaving. And you're just gonna be stuck with that turd in the chamber all day. It's the no-brainer option. But wait, chat, what about unstoppable constipation versus immovable diarrhea? How about that? Which would win, an immovable object made of poop or an unstoppable force made of poop? Yo, I'm gonna shit myself. We watched a vid that explained that cats actually view humans as another cat, an equal, so their expectations for you are the ones that they have for cats. I think I heard that somewhere. Didn't Hank Green say once that cats see us as cats? They view us as another cat. So when they lick us, that's basically their way of saying, I'm cleaning you, you big giant hairless cat, because you never clean yourself and I think you're stinky. And that's why whenever they bring like a dead rat or like a dead bird to our door, that's them saying like, this is for you, I'm hunting for you because you don't know how to do it yourself. Isn't that true? I think I learned that somewhere. So while it's pretty brutal, it's sweet in its own way. And Fet Lunite, thank you so much for the follow. Welcome to the bunny cult. Welcome, welcome. I appreciate your follow so much. Thank you. Would you rather have severe constipation or severe diarrhea? Yeah, I guess the diarrhea option, because eventually it'll go away, I think. My cat was so shy and hid all the time, but now she's very comfortable bugging me for food. That's sweet. It's always nice seeing the journey from like a really, really shy, timid cat to like a cat that's super loving and will demand things of you. I haven't pressed go live in so long. That's okay, you take as long as you need. No pressure. You press live when you feel like it, you know? And I'm sure everybody's gonna be back when you come back. But I get it, it's very nerve-wracking to press the go live button. Even I was nervous to do it today. Don't mind me, I'm a massive lurker, LOL. That's okay, welcome on in. Or if you have been here for a while, I hope you've been enjoying the streams. You may lurk away. That's totally fine with me. I'm just happy you're watching. But I hope you're having a great Friday night. Cat worship sounds a lot better than modern religion, TBH. Listen, if cats were still a religion, then that's what I would be. Then I would probably be a little religious, you know? If cats were still a religion, then when that lady the other day asked me if I can point her in the direction of the kingdom of God, I would have been like, I can point you in the direction of the kingdom of cats. Because that's my religion. Nya, Tamina, become as gods. I think Pepper would really appreciate this conversation right now. The poop knife era was something else? What's the poop knife era? Do I even want to... The poop knife. Why am I finding results about the poop knife? A knife used exclusively to cut up pieces of poop that are too large to flush. Is that an actual thing? Wait, what? Really? That's not a thing, is it? I remember when I saw Twitter freaking out over the concept of... What the fuck? Is this actually a thing? I mean, considering streamers will sit at their desk for hours without interruption, so I can only imagine how much they need to go after stream. Yeah, there have been times where I have had to go, or I haven't realized how badly I've had to go until after I end stream, and then I'm like, oh, and then I have to run to the bathroom and fry chicken. I'm pissing so loud. But wait, back to the poop knife. That can't be real. Are you guys fucking with me? Is that just a copy pasta? Oh, sorry, Fluffy. Sorry, I'll stop the poop talk so anybody that wants to eat can eat. Sorry, I get carried away sometimes. I know I get carried away. I suppose I'll have to wait until after stream to pique my curiosity about the poop knife. I'm gonna have an interesting rabbit hole after stream, but I don't want to ruin anybody's dinner though. I'm sorry. I'll definitely do a rabbit hole after this. I'm gonna open up some Power Wash. I kind of just want to chill if that's okay. We can try Look Outside next week. I was initially thinking of playing Look Outside today, but I just don't know if I got the brain for it right now. Maybe next week we can try, though. I also want to wait until Jacob is here, too, because he's the one who got me the game. So, okay. Let's just do a wash. We'll do a wash, and we'll keep yapping a bit. And if anybody has any other cat video ideas, then we can watch that. We can watch more cat videos. What's Look Outside? It's like a horror RPG game, kind of similar to Fear and Hunger, actually. Like it's spooky, eldritch nightmares plaguing you everywhere you go. So it's a horror game, but it looks interesting and very up my alley. But I don't know, I'm just kind of in the mood to chill. But it does look interesting, though, so I'm excited to play it sometime. But yes. Let's put on some tunes, though. Let's put on some tunes and do a chill-ass wash. What kind of wash should we do today, chat? Should we do a main story? Should we do, Shrek, Wallace and Gromit, SpongeBob? Any of the other specials? What are we feeling? While I change the category. It's a Friday night. But yeah, but we'll definitely play Look Outside next week. I just need to be... You know, sometimes you need to be in the right mood for a certain kind of game. My mom's a nurse, so we would regularly talk about bodily functions at the table. If it was just me and my dad, then we would, but my mom definitely does not like that kind of talk. Anytime they have that kind of talk in like a show or a movie, she's like, oh, I don't want to hear this. I don't want to be a tyrant mod, LMAO, but if Bun Stream wasn't during a mealtime for a lot of folks, then sure. No, I understand. It's not. It's bathroom conversation when some people probably just want to enjoy their meal. So I don't wanna spoil that for anybody. I know how crass I can be sometimes. I feel the need for cheese. So Wallace and Gromit. All right, we got two votes for Wallace and Gromit. All right. Let's do Wallace and Gromit then. I'm feeling in the mood for some cheese too. Let's do Wallace and Gromit. Let's clean the outside of Wallace and Gromit's house. Wallace and Gromit's house. Wallace and Gromit's house. I can talk today. Feathers McGraw needs a wash down. I agree. We need to wash that ugly, ugly soul of his. Ever so keen, this new contraption of ours, Gromit. This is, yeah, look, we got more cheese explosions on the outside. I have some cheese in my fridge, actually, that I'm definitely gonna enjoy after stream. Nah, this is ideal dinner convo. We can talk about it at lunch tomorrow, Jen. But anyway, y'all, I'm thinking, since we're chilling and we're yapping tonight, it's been a long time since I've done one of these. Ask me anything. Anything to your heart's desire, as long as it's appropriate and not too intrusive. I'm chilling. I'm feeling yappy and cool. We're cleaning. All is well. At some point, we need to get Bun the Warhammer DLC to push her down that rabbit hole next. There's Warhammer DLC for Power Wash? Really? Oh, is it Midgar? I think I saw the Midgar DLC. Maybe it will push me down the Warhammer rabbit hole. I did say once I wanted to have a stream where I read Warhammer lore and tried to get an understanding of the game. Okay, actual question. What was it like shifting from YouTube videos to streaming? Ooh, that's a good question. It was interesting, actually. It wasn't really hard, but it also wasn't always easy, because I feel like I had an interesting transition, because I started out on YouTube, and I also, like, I never, back when I was on YouTube, I never really called myself a YouTuber, because I was like, well, sure, I'm making YouTube videos, I'm a YouTube host, but I don't run the channel. There's a whole team of people running the channel, so I always felt like to be a YouTuber, you had to be running your own channel, doing all the analytics, business, editing, everything by yourself. But I guess that's not really true, because a lot of big YouTubers have their own giant teams involved. Like, even the big, like, animator YouTubers have, like, people working on, like, backgrounds or cleanup or in-betweens. So, I don't know. I felt like my job was very simple and not really that of a YouTuber. I was just a YouTube host. And then, once we started on just the channel Bot, not Robot, we started doing more live streams. Because we were at home more, since it was, like, post-pandemic. And in the beginning, it was a little hard for me, because I always felt like I was better at, yeah, the live streams and the podcast, too, was, at first I thought was hard for me, because I always felt like I was better at pre-scripted content, because I can write down all of my thoughts and get down everything I wanted to say, and since it was all pre-scripted and everything, I could sound articulate. And I would always, like, really criticize myself a lot, listening to the podcast or watching our live streams and being like, I feel like I didn't have anything intelligent to say because it wasn't pre-scripted and I didn't know what I was going to say beforehand. And that was something I felt like I kind of had to work on as I started streaming more myself. But now I feel like so much more comfortable, and I've kind of gotten rid of that idea that it's like I always need to sound really intelligent when I speak, you know? Because I took pride in those videos because I felt like it was the first time in my life where people were acknowledging that I was smart. And I thought that if they knew the way that I was when I speak not writing it out first, they wouldn't think that anymore. But I've kind of gotten over that as I've gotten older. So it was an interesting transition, I guess, but that was probably the hardest part. Was worrying about if people would view me differently after hearing me speak more off the cuff. And I'm different off the cuff than I am when I write things. So yeah, that was kind of how that transition went. But I like streaming though. I like streaming a lot. And I miss making videos. But they're two very different formats, that's for sure. Oh sweet, we got the whole walkway here. Nice. Humble bean. Humble bun. I still try to stay as humble as I can. I'm very grateful with all of the opportunities I've gotten thus far. I still can't believe they ever hired me on Robot. With my complete lack of experience when I applied. Who's a celebrity a lot of people find hot who you don't? Ooh, oh, I know I have an answer for that. Hang on, give me a minute to think of that. Who a lot of people find hot who I don't. Okay, this one's gonna get me flayed, but you're gonna have to hear me out here. So, I do think that Pedro Pascal is hot. I do think he's a very, very handsome man. Don't get me wrong. I'm not as obsessed with him as a lot of these other girlies are. I don't know. I'm not as into much older men, you know? And I wouldn't say he's a much older man. But I'm usually more attracted to people that are more around my own age. I don't know. I think that might just be it. I do think he's a very, very handsome, attractive guy, though. That's for sure. But there's other answers, though. Like, who else that people would find hot that I don't really find hot? There's others that probably make more sense. Like, one that I just don't find attractive at all. Because I at least do find Pedro Pascal attractive. No, Warhammer 40k has you cleaning like giant space tanks and other stuff. Ooh, space tanks. Say no more. Oh, they have such a cozy home, Wallace and Gromit. I'll have to think of some other answers, though. Who are the... Oh, Timothy Chalamet. He's another one. I'm not really attracted to him, which is weird, because you would think I would be attracted to him, because I like my twinks. I'm not really all that attracted to him, though. I'm not a Timmy girl. That's probably a better answer than Pedro Pascal, actually. What music are you currently listening to? Ooh, my feed seems to be serving me women who rock. Also lately, the likes of the Nova Twins, Wolf Alice, and even some Haim. Love this question. I've been listening to a little bit of everything lately. Very, very eclectic mix of things. Let me open up my Spotify real quick. I've been listening to everything right now, from Talking Heads to Lucy Dacus to Mac DeMarco and ABBA. I've been listening to a lot of ABBA lately. Whole lot of ABBA lately. Chiquitita. The album Arrival. Anybody here who likes ABBA? ABBA. The album Arrival is like one of the best albums like of all time. It's so good. One of my favorite things to do is to listen to ABBA songs about the beautiful Swedish countryside while I'm walking through like the grossest parts of New York City. A lot of Lucy Dacus too. Earlier today I was listening to her cover of Dancing in the Dark. I've been listening to some Mac DeMarco lately. On the Level is a great song. I loved the album Salad Days when that came out. Like, me and my friends were all really obsessed with that album. I once fainted at a Mac DeMarco concert. It was very embarrassing. And then I missed his set on account of the fainting. If you want some women who rock, though, I highly recommend Lucy Dacus and Phoebe Bridgers. Basically any of the members of Boy Genius. St. Vincent, too. Love my Annie, my wife. Oh, hello, Alyssa. Hello, hello. Thank you so much for the 5 gifted. Thank you, thank you. Always with the beautiful entrance. Welcome on in. Happy Friday. Thank you so much for your support. Appreciate it so much. I'm always looking for new music recommendations, though. So, I've been very grateful to see all of the music that you guys have been putting in the Discord channel lately. Thank you for that. I'll definitely have to give all of it a listen. Love seeing all the ladies that are in there. The only thing is, I've been listening to a lot of sad music lately. Sad music about being lonely, but at least I'm listening to music by ladies that are screaming. I have a very interesting eclectic taste. I truly like a lot of different shit. Always supporting you, Queenie. Thank you so much. I always appreciate your support so much. So much. We've all gotten used to the duality of history of LGBT anime, and hey chat, new brain rot. True. Actually, though, that is the duality of Lilith, though. 'Cause that's always my brain, is one half is thinking really deep shit, and the other is tralaleo talalala. Bombadillo crocodilo. St. Vincent's always cool. I love Annie. Oh, she's the coolest. There's this one Lady Gaga song on her new album that sounds just like a St. Vincent song. It's called Killa. It's a great song. It's very like 80s sounding. Wait, it's really relaxing power washing over the grass. Like, it's not really making any harsh noises. That's calming. Top 5 camp horror movies. Ooh, camp horror movies. You know, one of my favorites, this is in no particular order. This is gonna be in no particular order. Carrie. I consider Carrie a camp horror movie. That movie is totally camp. I love Carrie. Some of my other favorites. Megan. Loved Megan. Camp horror. You see, it's hard. I have to remember the like funnier like horror comedies that I've seen. But also there's a difference between camp horror and horror comedy, I guess. 'Cause comedy doesn't always necessarily mean camp. But camp will usually guarantee comedy. But Carrie and Megan are definitely in there. Army of Darkness. Evil Dead. That's a given. That movie is fucking hilarious. Would you guys count the Saw movies as kind of camp? Some of them are a little camp. The Final Destination movies, too. Cappuccino assassino. So one part deep thoughts to one part merry-go-round noises, actually. Yeah, one part, monkey playing the cymbal. Is that Goddard? That looks like an evil Goddard from Jimmy Neutron. Do 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 do. What are some other camp horror movies that I love? But yeah, anybody new here, I'm doing an AMA. So ask any question you would like. That is not too invasive. If there's never a Megan versus Chucky film, someone is missing a trick. That would actually be so goddamn funny. If they made a Megan versus Chucky film. I would have to figure out how they could go about that, because Megan is a Blumhouse movie. And the Chucky movies are not Blumhouse. So, I don't know if there would be like a... if there would be any sort of red tape there. But that would be really cool, though. I would love to see it. I've actually never seen any of the Chucky movies. I should, though. Just because I want to see Chucky say, I've got a kid. Gender fluid. I want to see Chucky be supportive to his gender fluid kid. Army of Darkness for the fucking win. It's so crazy because I remember when I saw the first Evil Dead movie, it like genuinely disturbed me. Especially the one scene. I think people who've seen the movie probably know what I'm talking about. I don't really want to elaborate. But there was a certain scene that like really disturbed me in that movie. And then the rest of them are just so goofy. But Army of Darkness especially. I watched Slither with a friend and even thought it was played straight, so it ripped so hard it felt camp. Oh, Yoga Hosers. Although, I'm trying to figure out if I could call that a horror movie. It's one of those Kevin Smith movies, you know, like Tusk. Yoga Hosers is in the same universe. It's a very Canadian movie. It's where these two girls that work at a gas station have to fight a bunch of sausage Nazis called the Bratzies. And they're both like really pissed off all the time. It was a cute movie. But I guess it was like horror adjacent. It was very camp though. Bruce Campbell is the hero we need. I agree. I feel like Bruce Campbell and Kyle MacLachlan need to have they need to have a social media collab. Because Kyle MacLachlan has like his crazy social media account. That's probably not even run by him. Oh, is this the doghouse? Fun fact, this level is canonically a few miles from where I live. Really? That's so cool! Is there an actual house that, like, inspired the Wallace and Gromit home? That you can drive by? This is a very cute little neighborhood, so you must live somewhere very cute. Oh, look how big that dog bowl is. That's really cool, though, J5. Also, I didn't say earlier, but welcome on in. Happy Friday. The Ace of Spades scene, or the card scene? The tree scene. very triggering tree scene. You know the one. Have you ever seen Killer Clowns in Outer Space? No, but I know the song. Killer Clowns. I should see Killer Clowns from Outer Space. I must say, Gromit, grand idea of yours giving Wash Lad a pair of pins. Thanks, Wallace. What are a pair of pins? With a spring in the step, we'll make quick work of your filthy kennel roof. Wait, spring in his step? Huh? Can he... Oh. Can I double jump? Oh, we're on the roof now. Or we were. Question for AMA. Imagine someone is making your biopic. Who would you want cast to play you? She's a bit older than me, so I'd have to wait until I get around to what her age range is. Alana Glazer. I'd want her to play me. I love her. Funny, beautiful. Similar experiences. I would want her to play me. Oh, I'm just realizing this is rust, so maybe I should buy some cleaner or just dig in a little deeper. But yeah, I'd probably want her to play me. I remember I answered this question in college for an assignment, and then when they got to me and I answered, everybody laughed, and I'm like, what's so funny? Y'all don't want a funny person to play you? I do. Thank you for the head pat. They need to have a chewing the scenery off. Who would win? I should probably get some metal cleaner, because this whole thing is a bit rusty. I'm not sure, but it's very much a street in that part of the world. It's in a real town, but with a different postal code from the animations from actual. Yeah, I imagine it's probably not like an actual place, but just based off of a place somewhere in the UK. I don't think I watched a lot of horror movies in my formative years because that was when Saw came out and it turned into gore fest. It was just off-putting. I remember the first time I saw a Saw movie, I was just like, that wasn't really that scary. That was just a lot of gore. It's a death game movie. Slasher, as they say. I love this guy. I want my very own. I want my very own robot dog. The only thing I've seen her in was BoJack Horseman. I didn't see her in that, but you know what I mean. Mm-hmm. I love BoJack Horseman. Who was she in BoJack Horseman? Oh! She was, the deer's daughter. That's right. Oh, yeah, that character. I remember her. Oof. I'm probably due for a rewatch of that show, but I don't know if I want to cry. I have been immensely saddened to hear that the Lilo and Stitch remake is garbage. I've been hearing that. I've been hearing it's dog doo. I'm sorry. We deserve better. It's such a heartwarming story that's like kind of deeper than you think. So it's sad to hear that it's been like extremely sanitized. I kind of just expect that out of live actions now, though. I just always, like, and at this point, I just expect that they're gonna be lazy as hell. It apparently destroys the theming of the story, too. That's ridiculous. And it's like, how do you fuck up that theming, too? All about family and... Yeah, it's Disney. What can you expect? What are some movies and TV shows that freaked you out as a kid? This is gonna be a crazy answer. I mean, I liked watching this show a lot. But there were a lot of episodes of Rugrats that really unsettled me as a kid. I don't know if it's due to, like, the weird and sort of uncanny valley art style. But there were a lot of episodes that, like, really freaked me out. Like, there was one where, like, Tommy and Angelica get stuck in an attic, and there's all these toys up there, and then, like, when the lights turn off, all the toys, like, start attacking them, and they all have, like, really scary faces. That scared the shit out of me as a child. Also, that one episode of SpongeBob when they're on the Flying Dutchman ship, and the Flying Dutchman sends Squidward into that weird, like, hell zone. That scared me as a kid a lot. Like, I always had to close my eyes when I watched that. It was so spooky. What scared me the most was once at, I was seeing a movie with my mom as a child. I don't even remember what the movie was. But we saw a preview for the movie The Strangers. And, like, we were seeing a kid's movie, but we saw a preview for the movie The Strangers. And it freaked me the fuck out. Because the trailer made it look so scary. It was like a home invasion movie, and the characters wore masks. And I was so scared. And then we realized when the movie started, we were in the wrong theater. But that fucked me up as a kid for, like, a while. I had nightmares about that. Sorry, my nozzle keeps switching because I'm scrolling through chat. They changed the ending too. Why? Like, what's the point? The big baby. Yeah, the big baby in Rugrats was scary too. There was a lot of weird, unsettling shit in Rugrats. A lot of episodes were just bizarre. Like, maybe not outwardly scary, but just, like, there was something always a bit unsettling, you know? Or trippy. Like when Stu and Dee Dee turned into, like, clouds in the moon. There was always just something a little off happening. I remember they showed the Mother's Day episode of Rugrats on a Saturday morning show on BBC TV on Mother's Day. Even the presenter was in tears. Oh my god, was that the one about Chucky's mom? I feel like that would still, it would still make me tear up to this day. Probably watching the Rugrats in Paris movie. In the scene where they're in the plane and all the babies are, like, cuddling with their moms and, like, Chucky's, like, looking out the window all sad. I mean, I know that movie had a happy ending, but still. Rugrats handled some really heavy topics. Like, it was a good show. It was just creepy sometimes. The zipper dimension. Yeah, it was the zipper dimension. That scared me so much as a kid. Because, like, Squidward was screaming and you hear the oh ho 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 laughing. And there's all, like, those skulls in the background. And it was scary for a child. Like, I always knew it was coming. And I would have to close my eyes and my ears, and I would have to have my brother, like, tap me on the shoulder when it was over. Wait, I forgot that Wallace has just a statue of himself here. Why is he naked? Hank, what the... And where's his butt? Why doesn't Wallace have a butt crack? Is he a Barbie? He's naked. The episode with Chucky wishing he was never born was a big one. Chucky's Wonderful Life. Oh, was that supposed to be like It's a Wonderful Life? I remember I watched that movie in college and I thought it was gonna be a happy Christmas movie. And I watched it with my friends, and at the end I was crying and I was like, nobody told me that was a sad movie. Jimmy. Stop giving Disney money. Well, I did one thing where I wanted to watch the Secret Lives of Mormon Wives new season, but it's only on Hulu, and I was gonna make an account, and I saw it was like, oh, you have to bundle it with a Disney Plus account and like something else. But then I was like, I can't afford another subscription service, so I didn't. So that's me not giving my money to Disney. I mean, I've never really been much of a Disney person anyway. But I think Disney fans deserve better, though. Posted the changed ending in the movies channel in the server because woof. Woof woof. That's upsetting to hear. I knew I didn't want to see it when they weren't gonna put Pleakley in drag. I'm like, what's the point if he's not in drag? If he's not in that cunty bob. And what a fine set of nozzles too, Gromit. If they don't put that alien in a cunty bob, there's no point for me to watch. Bit like cricketers, eh? I don't know what that is. I don't know what that is, Wallace. I'm a stupid American. Oh, he's using emojis like a teenage girl. He's using teenage girl, anime girl emojis. Is that also... Who is that? What character is this? It's been a long time since I've seen a Wallace and Gromit movie. That's not Wallace. Is it just a garden gnome? Ah. It's the weird camera angles in Rugrats. You see it in early Simpsons because it was the same animators. Yeah, maybe it was just on account of it being like weird, uncanny 90s animation. It was certainly strange. So it's based on no idea why that one spooked kid spooked me, but shrug. Maybe it's just how everything went to shit. I feel like everybody has one thing that like spooked them in their childhood where it's just like kind of inexplainable. Or maybe they like repressed why it scared them so much. Hearing about that change actually made me mad. And it's like the original movie is like beloved. So I don't get why they want to make all these changes. Like, it's one thing to take a few creative liberties, but why change a whole ending? You want to see freaky, scary children's stuff? Watch the intro to a French edutainment series called Once Upon a Time. Man. Oh, we want to talk French horror? I can talk French horror. French horror movies are so fucked up. Cinema verite, as they call it. That really one fucked up French movie I watched a couple weeks ago was crazy. Climax. All I can hear is Bao singing the Suika song now. Every time. I turned on my Switch for the first time in months the other day because I wanted to play 100 Line. And, I saw Suika Game was updating. And I'm like, will they finally give us an online co-op mode so I can have an excuse to play again, so I can play against Libra? I fell in love with Suika, but then she got replaced by Fruit Mountain. Oh, look at all these gadgets and gizmos. Oh my god, why am I getting all of these work notifications on a Friday night? Phone is blowing up right now. I am not in the mood! Oh, thank you for the hydrate redeem. Disney just pops out these live-action remakes because they need to put a movie out to make revenue goals, but they don't want to take a risk on original ideas. I still don't understand. It's like I know they only see the dollar signs at the end of the day, but there are people who want original ideas. Like, they see what happens whenever they have a really good new Pixar movie come out. Or, I saw a trailer earlier today for a new... I don't know if it was a movie or a series, but it was, what was it called? K-pop Hunters, I think? Where it's like about a group of girls who are like, by day, they're like K-pop stars. And like by night, they like fight crime and stuff. And I'm like, that sounds cool. And like, it's, you know, it's topical. People love K-pop now. And it's an original idea, you know? And people seem excited for it, and the animation looks really good. The characters look really fun and expressive. It's like, even I'd be interested in seeing that, and I'm not a K-pop fan. K-pop Demon Hunters, that's what it's called, thank you. It looks really cute. I'd be curious to see it. It starts with Bach's Toccata E Fugue in D minor, a bit too loud and distorted, and ends with a man incinerating a group of people with a space rocket and fleeing Earth before it explodes. This is the opening credits to a kid's show about history? Why must the French have so much ennui? So much ennui in their culture. So much sadness. My child, would you like to watch Saturday morning cartoon? Oh yes, Papa. I love Saturday morning cartoon. Oh la la! Ask me more questions, y'all. I'm having fun with this. I like doing AMAs. I'm chilling. And the house is coming along nicely. Like, if there was a company that could afford to take a risk on an IP, it should be Disney. I mean, yeah. Didn't they see what happened when they made Frozen? They made so many big bucks. Yo, real talk, is anyone else tired and overwhelmed? Yes. I was talking about that earlier. That's why I'm playing Power Wash today. Because I'm very tired and overwhelmed with life. And I had a panic attack last night. Feeling better now, but that wasn't fun. Hello, Shock Trooper. Welcome, welcome. Happy Friday. Good to see you. Hope you're doing well. But to anybody who's feeling tired and overwhelmed, I hope you all are doing okay and are taking care of yourselves. It's okay to take a step back and breathe. You're doing great. And I'm proud of you. If only indie animation was as much a thing as indie game studios. Yup. It's so cute. My parents, they saw the movie Flow, and they loved it so much that my dad got my mom a shirt with the Flow cat on it for Mother's Day. Isn't that the cutest thing you've ever heard? Because I told you my parents love animation. And they, you know, they love cats. And they have a little black cat that the main character in Flow reminded them of. And my dad was really proud. He was like, it was made by a Latvian team. It was made by a Latvian team. Because we have some ancestry in Latvia. My family has some ancestry in Latvia, so my dad was really proud of the fact that it was a Latvian-made movie. What's a film that you saw in your formative years that impacted the way that you see movies? I remember watching the original Old Boy late one night, unprompted by nothing but my curiosity. It was very formative film viewing for me. It was the sort of film that blew the doors wide open for cinema. For me, I think it was probably... It was this... I think this was a... Here, I have to look up where this movie was made because I want to be respectful and get the country right. I want to say this was a Brazilian film. Yeah, it was this was a Brazilian film called City of God. And I watched it in a high school film class that I took. And that was probably the first movie that really showed me what movies could be. And that they were so much more than just a piece of entertainment. Because this class that I took was what made me want to study film in college. But at first I just took it because I remember my brother took it and he enjoyed it. And I was like, oh cool, it's just a class where I can watch movies. Great, easy A. And then it ended up being a lot harder than that. But the class really made me fall in love with movies. And I think that was the first movie I saw that just showed me like, whoa. This is like so much more than just a movie. I highly recommend you watch it. It's very violent. It's a crime thriller made in Brazil called City of God. And it's such a good movie. That was probably the first movie that like impacted how I watch movies, view them, analyze them. If you've hit a sticky wicket, on comes red for some googly pace. Sometimes when Wallace speaks, I'm like, is this considered offensive to British people? So yeah, City of God is probably my answer there. That's a great question. I really want to see Old Boy too. I should add that to my Letterboxd. Sorry, I know it's probably a pretentious answer picking a foreign film, but it was just a really fucking good movie. Can't wait to see you. I can't wait to see you too, Jen. It'll be fun. Jen is one of the few people that can get me out of my cave, everybody. So give her thanks. Big shout-outs to Jen. I'm gonna be dumb and buy the Switch 2. Listen, if you can afford it, get the Switch 2. I can't afford that shit. Let me live vicariously through you. Let me play it vicariously through you. I mean, I will eventually get a Switch 2, but I'm gonna wait until there's, like, more exclusives announced. Or I'll basically just play it until they're not making any more games for the Switch 1. Flow is incredible. I still need to see it. Everybody tells me to watch it because it's about a cat, and I love cats. But it's also just supposed to be a beautiful movie. But I love that my parents saw it. But isn't that so cute that my dad got my mom a shirt with the Flow cat on it for Mother's Day? I thought that was so wholesome. Do it. Do it. Yeah, the movie's called City of God. Damn, don't know about films, but BioShock when I was really young. Okay, I guess to add on that for games, if I have to pick a game that I played in my more formative years that kind of changed the way that I played games, what would that be? I don't know. I mostly just played Pokemon when I was a kid, with some Animal Crossing and Zelda. It wasn't until I got older that I started playing, like, more types of games. Doki Doki Literature Club was probably one of the first games I played that, like, showed me how, like, narratively interesting a game could be. I don't know if that's a silly answer. So many famous movies I haven't seen, but I don't really feel like watching movies by myself. I love watching movies by myself. It's such a relaxing activity for me. I love watching movies with friends too, though. I just like watching movies. I saw a movie the other day in theaters called Friendship. And man, y'all, this is gonna sound very controversial. I know a lot of people really love that show. I think you should leave. And this was made by the same guy, Tim Robinson. But for me, I try, and I try, and I try. His humor is just not for me. I've tried the show so many times whenever I watched it with friends, and I don't love it the way that everybody else does. I don't know. I'm always just like, is there something wrong with me? I feel like I'm the only person I know who does not like this show or like his shtick. Maybe it's due to the social anxiety, because this movie was, I would not recommend to anybody who has bad social anxiety like me. Because I was just cringing the whole time. I could acknowledge it was a funny, objectively good movie. I just, like, my friends were cracking up the whole time, and I was so uncomfortable. I hated it. Can confirm Wallace's accent is understated for the decades. I mean, it's charming for sure, but sometimes they'll say certain words, and I'm like, that's... Is that offensive? That has to be offensive to British people. Wait, is this Wallace and Gromit? Yeah, this is Wallace and Gromit. Here's Wallace's naked body statue. He doesn't have a little Wallace wee-wee, though. I'm British. Keep doing the accent. Okay. Blimey, Gromit. Dumb thing that impacted me, but Fire Punch and Goodbye, Nier? Oh, Nier I know is supposed to be a really narratively beautiful game. That definitely changed a lot of people's perspective on, like, video games in general. It wasn't Zoombinis. I mean, I guess if we're talking formative years, Zoombinis did certainly change my perspective on games. It taught me about what gamer rage was. I have Zoombinis to thank for that. My first time experiencing gamer rage as, like, a 5-year-old. Beep, beep, beep. Beep-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee. I was for some time part of the Katawa Shoujo fandom. We had a great relationship with the DDLC community in the first wave of the game coming out. I played Katawa Shoujo when I was younger, and that was Katawa Shoujo was the first game I thought of when I downloaded DDLC. That game was crazy. That was like the first dating sim I ever played, Katawa Shoujo. Yeah, I could see the fandoms overlapping, though. Just because they had similar themes, I guess. And they both handled them in, like, a somewhat sensitive way, I guess. Sort of. For the time period, at least in Katawa Shoujo's case. Doki Doki Literature Club was pretty sensitive about its mental health topics, I think. I can binge watch so many episodes of a show, but movies just are struggle art to commit. Yeah, I mean, movies, it's a longer commitment. I get that. I prefer movies over TV shows. Fire Punch fucked me up. Is that a movie? I've never heard of Fire Punch. Goodbye, Eri. Is that an anime? Oh yeah, I do remember the girls banging in Katawa Shoujo. That was definitely an eroge. What is a famous or popular movie that you've never watched? I've seen so many films, and the fact to this day I can say I've never seen Grease is incredible. You've never seen Grease? Wow. I'm going to Greece. Pack with me for my first night in Santorini, Greece. I've seen Grease. Grease is silly. I haven't seen The Shawshank Redemption. That's a very famous one. I told you guys I haven't seen a Goofy movie. I'm really sorry about that. How am I gonna reach this? Hang on. Ah. Oh, okay. How forgiving of them. Ugh. This is a nerve-wracking jump. What a dangerous job. Why would I ever want to be in a profession like this? But yeah, there's a lot that I haven't seen. There's some other really famous ones I haven't seen. I'm sure they'll come to me. Maybe I need to get higher up on the roof, actually. Yeah, there's a lot of very famous movies I haven't seen. But Shawshank Redemption is probably the first one that comes to mind. that people are shocked when I tell them I haven't seen it. Oh, I've never seen Nightmare on Elm Street, actually. Or Friday the 13th. Isn't that crazy? Those are like some of the most classic horror movies there are, and I haven't seen them. I've seen Halloween plenty of times. But yeah, those are like the horror movies you think of, right? Oops. I don't know if Kato Shoujo had any influence on DDLC, but they're definitely cousins, for sure. Also, Shizune, best girl, I said it. My favorite was, what was her name? Emmy? The one with the prosthetic legs, I liked her. It's no longer commitment, the pacing is just very different from TV. That's true. TV, you have more time for things to cook. Well, we all have our preferences. Fire Punch was where the Chainsaw Man author really pushed his limits on how fucked up he can make a plot. As if the Chainsaw Man plot wasn't fucked up enough. Okay, Lilith, name your favorite girl from Kadowa Shoujo. Yeah, the girl, I liked Emmy, and I also liked Hanako, I think her name was? The purple-haired one. The one who had half of her face burned off. I liked her too. Her route was really difficult though. I felt bad for her. God, Kadowa Shoujo. Guys are really bringing back some memories here. It came out on Steam recently. They had to deludify it. I don't think it's a game I would necessarily want to replay. Just because I feel like there would be a lot of parts that I would replay and I'd be like, ooh, that didn't really age well. And also, like, I'm just significantly older than all those characters now, so I would kind of feel creepy. I only recently found out the original theater script to Grease is a lot more sweary and has a completely different song where Summer Nights would be. I mean, have you guys heard Grease Lightning? That song's really dirty. I saw the play, Grease. And that was a little different from the movie. That one was the play was definitely a little more R-rated than the movie was. I think they sanitized it for the movie. Spike TV played Shawshank Redemption at least 3 times a year, so it was almost impossible for me to miss. Spike TV would do that a lot, wouldn't they? Where they would just play, like, a bunch of movies over and over again. What's the one channel that only plays, like, reruns of the show Ridiculousness? Was that Spike TV or was that MTV? Nightmare on Elm Street, it truly is a classic. I just realized that's not on my Letterboxd. That's not on my Letterboxd watch list. I'll have to change that. Nobody dislikes Emmy. She's a firecracker. That's why I liked her. She was feisty, cool, funny. And I could relate to her because I'm also somebody who has trouble opening up about my problems. And I don't trust a lot of people. Chainsaw Man is much more PG compared to Fire Punch. Really? Fire Punch isn't like Edgelord Central, right? Because what do you mean when it's more like crazy and fucked up? In like a good way or in like a grown-worthy way? There's a cute little animation on YouTube of Yuri from DDLC bumping into Hanako. That's what made me believe that there was maybe some inspiration, because I thought Yuri looked a little bit like Hanako. Maybe it was just the long purple hair, but I thought they had kind of a similar look, I guess. I made the mistake of watching the first episode of Goblin Slayer. Yeah, oh, the other day, Jen wrote in the group chat with me, her, and Jacob. She was like, have either of you guys seen Goblin Slayer? And the second she sent that, I was like, oh no. Jen, no, don't tell me. I saw the first episode and then dropped off just because I'm like, cheap shock value is not for me. It just kind of made me groan. I am so sorry that you went through that, Jen. Jen, watch Dungeon Meshi. Dungeon Meshi's so good. Wait, how am I already 95% of the way there? That's crazy. Oh. I see a spot that needs a clean. As someone who is dressed as Freddy Krueger on Halloween, I'm very offended. I'm sorry. And I know you... I feel like this is a particularly bad offense considering I'm only wearing, like, a Freddy Krueger, like, sweater. I feel like I don't deserve to wear this. I feel ashamed. I'm sorry I failed you all, everybody. I'll do better next time. I'll do better, I promise. I'll be a better streamer. Don't tell my mom. I won't get... You will have no Mario Kart or skateboarding for 3 weeks, young man. Your father and I have talked. Also, recently, the creators of Kadoa Shoujo changed the license to allow mods. Unfortunately, too much time has gone by and there hasn't been a big rush to create them. Is there a mod where you can kill that one guy character who, like, lives on your floor in that game? I hated him. I remember once, I was lied to and I was told that if you get all the endings in Kadoa Shoujo, then you get, like, a sprite where, like, you and Kenji go to the moon together. But I don't think that happened. I think I was lied to. I was so curious. It's okay. I just skipped that first episode if I rewatch it. Does it get better? Is it always edgy? Or was it only the first episode that had all the shock value in it? Someone get does the dog die page on Fire Punch. I sometimes still go on that website before I watch a movie, just because I don't like seeing animals get hurt in movies. Fire Punch starts with the MC feeding his starving village with his regeneration by chopping off his arm over and over again. Yep. That's pretty edgy. I'd say that's pretty edgelord central. Thankfully, Scott Pilgrim was my cleanse. Oh, that's one of my favorite movies. I love Scott Pilgrim. You know, Bun Bun, there's still time for you to watch Nightmare on Elm Street. There's nothing stopping you. That's true. That's true. I just need to add it to my letterbox so I remember. I have to remember. I still have plenty of... The movie's not going anywhere. When new government that's forming in this post-apocalyptic world finds out, they set him on fire with a flame that never goes out, but the MC regenerates as fast as the fire burns. Is it okay if I groan a little bit at that? Ooh, that's very edgy. Peter the horse is here. Peter the robot dog is here. If you ever want to go back to the Kadoa Shoujo verse, there's a full VN version of a route for a girl named Miki, the one-armed, tanned girl in Hisao's class, written by one of the devs. You play as Miki and can romance two of the characters. It's called Summer's Clover. That's interesting, but unfortunately, I think I may be done with Kadoa Shoujo. I think those days are a little over for me. Also, Can I take the ladder and move it up here by any chance? Is that a thing I can do? Come on, I have to be able to grab this. Oh, I can. But can I? Alright, I can't move it though. I got people talking. What you get for 100% completion is the cute thanks for playing pick with the 5 romanceable girls and Misha. Yep. I was very disappointed. Few films have blown my mind like Scott Pilgrim. I went in having no idea what it was. I marveled at the filmmaking and decided Mary Elizabeth Winstead was my real life waifu. She was a great Ramona Flowers. Did anybody here see the anime? I actually really liked the Scott Pilgrim anime. I know a lot of people had kind of mixed feelings on it, but I think it was cool. I liked that it was kind of like a new take, and that it followed Ramona. That's an example of doing something different and getting it right. But I loved the movie so much. Just the way it's edited is so cool. It was funny. It felt very much like a comic book. It felt like I was watching a comic book, which is like, I don't know, that's hard to achieve in a movie. I'd love to be able to achieve something like that. Did you see Wicked? I was surprised that I liked it as much as I did. I saw Wicked when I was a kid, and I'll be honest, I didn't like it. I didn't like Wicked as a kid. That's why when the movie came out, I wasn't like as crazy about seeing it as everybody else was. I thought, I don't know. I find some of the music a little too shrill in Wicked. But I mean, it's not a bad musical though, and I'm glad you liked it. The Scott Pilgrim anime was good. Glad it went with a new story. Me too. Me too. I don't know. I thought it was good. I liked it. It was just different, which I appreciated. The anime was cool. It took chances in that needle drop from Bubblegum Crisis. Yeah, I mean, the soundtrack had to be amazing, of course. The soundtrack for the movie, too, is really good. Hello again, friend of a friend. Anime made me realize I want Ramona Flowers to kill me. She was so cute in the anime. And I'm glad it still had that, like, Brian Lee O'Malley style to it. I've seen both, loved the movie. I genuinely thought the creator was doing something different with the same themes and the characters, which was really interesting. Yeah, I remember I saw the movie before I read the comic. And I remember being surprised by how different the comic was from the movie. The comic was really what made me realize, I was like, oh, Scott and Ramona are both kind of bad people. Or maybe not bad people, but flawed people. Like, the comic really definitely highlighted how flawed Ramona was, and not just Scott. Like, the movie made it clear Scott is, like, not a great guy. Which is why it's so funny whenever there's the discourse. Whenever discourse happens every now and then about, like, Scott and Knives and their relationship, I just always laugh, because I'm just like, anybody who, like, I don't know, thinks that it's problematic, it kind of feels like they missed the point, where it's like, the point is Scott is not a good guy. And he makes bad decisions. And then Knives kind of ends up realizing this herself and becomes, like, a total badass who doesn't need him. Gonna sleep. Thanks for coming by, Shock Trooper. Thank you, thank you. Have a great night. I'm gonna get ready for bed early, but love y'all. Sleep well, Jen. Thank you so much for coming by. Looking forward to seeing you soon. Sweet dreams. I've never seen any plays. Highly recommend you see one in your lifetime if you get the opportunity. I love going to the theater. I saw Cabaret recently and it was chilling, but amazing. And I saw it with Orville Peck too, which made me happy. Oh god, now I'm thinking about Brie Larson singing that song and my vision is getting all fuzzy. It's a pretty image, ain't it? Yeah, the comic had a lot of stuff. Yeah, the comic, of course, they were able to fit more in. But I did really appreciate what the movie did, though. Scott and Ramona were gloriously toxic. They were. Yeah, that was the point. They were a toxic couple, and they were both not great people. And so they kind of deserved each other. How dare characters make bad mistakes or do bad things? I know. That's one thing that in the media literacy conversation, that's one thing that always gets me, is that people don't understand that characters have to be made human. Like they have to have flaws, and they have to have traits about them that the audience is not going to like, because that's people. That's just people. Even your favorite people in the world probably have qualities that you don't love. So it's like, yeah, so when people are like, oh, this character did this thing, or they like this thing, and that's bad. And it's like, yeah, it is, but that doesn't mean it's bad writing. That means it's good writing. It's good to show that you have a flawed character. Like, that's why I can't watch anything where the main character is like a Mary Sue. Like, I don't know. I can't stand those anime where the main character are like super overpowered. And every episode is just them showing off how super overpowered they are and always saving the day. The only anime that I like that has done that was One Punch Man, because the point was he was super overpowered, but he was bored and unhappy all the time. And he felt like there was no meaning to his life. It's like I've seen so many anime where they're just afraid of giving their main character any sort of flaws or ever making them lose. But it's like, you have to realize how fucking boring that is. That was one thing I even kind of appreciated about My Hero Academia. Was like, even though, you know, it was just a typical shonen, I got pretty bored watching it after a while. I did appreciate that Deku was a character who would like have to lose like 5 times before he would finally get a W, you know? Like, I appreciated that, because it meant he had to learn and he had to grow. And he made a lot of fucking mistakes along the way, too, to get there, which, you know, that's normal. That's what's supposed to happen. So I always appreciated that about the show. But I feel like a lot of anime really suffer from, like, I don't know. It's like they're like, oh, well, the point is, you know, this guy, he's really strong. Or he's like a god and been around forever, so it's not gonna make any sense if he loses, and this is the gimmick, and it's like, alright, well, the joke is funny, but your show is gonna get really boring after the gimmick wears off, you know? That's just how I feel. Solo leveling, is solo leveling like that? I've never seen Solo Leveling. Think about how many times in the first 90% or so of the movie when Scott talks about how other people feel, you can probably count them on the fingers of one finger. Yeah, no, Scott doesn't give a shit about others. I mean, he apologizes to people at the end and finally, you know, learns, like, self-respect and all that, but, you know, it takes time to get there. He had to go through a character journey to learn and grow and become better. The comics are great. It also took place over years, so it made more sense for Scott to fight against exes, and everyone had character growth. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, it took place over a few years, and, you know, people change over the years. People grow over the years. I'm pretty different to how I was a few years ago. I think I'm extremely different to how I was just like 3 years ago. I feel like a whole different person. So yeah, I love that the comics really fleshed that out by, like, you know, taking their time to have Scott and Ramona figure it out, you know? Because it's realistic. As goofy and, you know, crazy as the comic got. It's a shame the movie initially tanked and Edgar Wright couldn't have a team of GarageBand ninjas. The movie was so good. I'm glad it's become like such a cult hit now. That's on my top 4 on Letterboxd, actually. Just because it's so visually really cool, too. I'll rep for MHA Day and Night. Yeah, I mean, I think there were a couple of things that MHA definitely did right. All things considered. So many dudes need a Mary Sue character in order to care. Mary Sues are so boring, though. I don't want a perfect main character. That's actually, this is gonna sound so goofy, but that's one thing that I really like about In Love and Deep Space. In the main story, the main character is actually, like, she's so much more interesting than I thought she was going to be. Like, she has a personality, which is cool. Like, she's a total badass. Self-sufficient, self-reliant. She's funny and goofy. She doesn't just, like, I don't know, submit to the boys all the time. Like, she'll yell at them and tell them when they're being stupid and fucking up. You know, she's not just like, oh, I need you to make every decision for me and I need you to save me all the time. Nah, she can get herself out of a situation just fine. She's usually the one who has to save the guys, actually, in the game. So that's one thing I appreciate that the devs did. But then again, I think that Love and Deep Space, the team that's working on it is, like, mostly women. So that's probably why. But I was so worried that she was gonna be just this boring Mary Sue with no personality, who constantly needs the guys to, like, come to her rescue, but I was very pleasantly surprised when that was not the case. I mean, her backstory is a little Mary Sue-ish, I'll say that, but I'm not really playing much for the main story. Solo leveling is so popular, it's depressing. It's anime junk food. I've never watched it. It didn't really interest me. Hot take, I know, but shonen isn't my genre. It's not my genre either. I agree with you on that. I am not a shonen fan, which sometimes made things difficult on Robot, because a lot of the anime we talked about there were shonen. No, I like my... I've been thinking lately about watching Nana. I feel like Nana is an anime that I need to watch at this point in my lifetime. I feel like this is as good a time as any. Has anybody here seen Nana? I know it's really popular. Especially, like, women. It'll break me? Great. Can't wait. Fine, let it break me. Front walls. Where are the front walls? What front walls? Oh, this front wall. Solo leveling had a human moment where when the main character cried, the fan base got mad. Are you kidding? Oh my god. Wow, they got mad that their main character expressed a human emotion. What a crime. That's so dumb. I don't like a character who doesn't have... I don't like a main character who shows no emotion. I think that's just so boring. Spent the last 5 years thinking, oh god, just kiss her, you green-haired doofus. Oh, Deku? Yeah, I know that there's like no romance in MHA. I hate that part of solo leveling because it was just so unearned. Oh, I mean, I get it. It's like if he cries and it makes no sense to the story. But if they're just mad about him showing an emotion, I'm just like, what? The small garage door frame. This is only 84% clean. Is it just rusty? Oh yeah, it's probably just rusty. I'm gonna need to buy some metal cleaner. Oh, I can't buy metal cleaner. They're out of stock? Huh? Alright, it looks like I have some. Do I have any metal cleaner? Why are they saying this is only 84% cleaned? Oh wait, no. So I can't even use any cleaners here. Maybe multi-purpose cleaner? Will that work? It made me laugh that most of the main ships in MHA were never even referenced in the ending, but they confirmed that one ship between the side characters that was only alluded in one line in the show, and some lines is when the light novel's Horikoshi is such a troll. I feel like romance wasn't really a big focus in that show, though. Were a lot of people asking for a romance? I know a lot of people shipped Bakugo and Ochiko. I don't know, I'm not really much of a shipper when it comes to fandoms. I used to be more when I was like a teenager, but I feel like I've kind of grown out of that. I'm also now in a phase where I'm hating all things relating to romance. Stupid. I go through phases. And right now I'm in a hating romance phase. Fuck your romance. Garage lintel? Oh, garage what? Oh. Ruined his aura. They're mad that he's not aura maxing anymore. Pathetic. My man is aura minning. The opposite of aura maxing. I would say it was appropriate for him to cry at that time, but he was like, it was so difficult for me. But the dude is using the most powerful enemies in the world to wash the floor. That just sounds lazy. Sloppy. Lazy. Boring. Does it still need to be washed? Huh? Oh, that all needs to be washed. There we go. MHA shippers are the... Can you go through the doggy door? Wait. Doggy door. Wait, is this meant to be a doggy door in the garage? Wait, that's so cute. Oh, wait, I didn't even realize that. I was wondering what that was. It's a doggy door. Doggy dancing, doing duty. To the point that MHAVA's banned questions about ships at cons. Ugh. I remember when I had to host that panel with the VA, with, a long time ago at Anime NYC, I had to host a panel with, the dub voice actors for My Hero Academia. I think it was like the voice actors for Deku, Bakugo, Tokoyami, and a couple others. Ida, I think, and one other character who was like a character who didn't go to UA. And they were really nice, but I was so nervous about hosting this because I was very green in the industry, as they say. There were going to be a lot of people at this panel, and these were voice actors. Like, I wanted their advice on things, and I wanted them to respect me. So I was like looking up what other people were asking at conventions, and I saw so many videos where the moderators were asking questions about shipping, and I was just asking weird questions, dumb questions, and I'm like, I don't want to do that. I want these to like ask things that I think are going to be like meaningful. I mostly ask questions about like voice acting and performing, just because that's what I personally wanted to hear. But I hope I did a good job. But I can imagine after a while it probably just gets cringy and weird, you know? Or if they're like, if it gets to the point where they're trying to make the voice actors read like shippy fan fiction at a con, I couldn't do that. How can you hate romance if you've got Raffi? Yeah, okay, Raphael is the exception. Raphael is the only romance that's okay. That's the only romance I'll allow in my life right now. Trying to avoid getting shipped via Amazon, Queenie. They'll never find me. They can try to ship me with other VTubers, but they can't, because if they make shippy art, then I'll just doctor the image to me eating the other VTuber. That not boring, just eating. Raphael's the exception. The Deku and Bakugo shippers clean lost their damn minds when the last couple of manga chapters leaked to the point that they claimed it was all AI generated. I don't know, there's so much more to these stories than shipping. I just don't really care. I'm like, I want to know what's gonna happen with their powers. I don't care about how these characters looked at each other for one chapter. If I wanted romance, I'd read a romance manga. I did like the MHA ending reaction to the lack of an official Deku ship that made tons of fan art with him in a random one-off character. Do you guys think that was a big fuck you? Listen, after playing Danganronpa V3, I know what it's like for a creator to say fuck you to their fans. Oh, how do I get up there? Wait, is this from Ebe, this song? Oh, no, it's from Deltarune. Never mind. Gromit uses a normal door because he's British and has an etiquette. Gromit's also a big dog, too. He's kind of a human-sized dog. So I feel like that door is pretty big. Is Bakugo the Zuko we have at home? Yeah, he is a Zuko cut and paste, basically. He's a little angrier than Zuko. Oh yeah, J. Michael Tatum does Ida. He's a really cool guy and massive Evangelion fan. I remember him being very nice. He was really, really nice. Yeah, I remember he was a very sweet guy. Yeah, all of the voice actors were really nice, but I remember being very nervous around them. That was easily one of the most nerve-wracking things I've ever done. I was proud of myself, though, for how well I did. Garage wall. But yeah, I was very nervous to do that. There were like 500 people in the audience. It was really... I damn near pooped myself. The tipping point was when fans were asking questions about shipping with Eri. Ew, isn't Eri like 7? That's just weird. I remember getting yelled at by someone because my ship happened to include a character they shipped, and apparently they had exclusive rights to ship that character. Shipping wars are so weird. I'm just like, they're fictional characters. Why do people get so personal about it? Well, aren't we all just trying to have fun and write our fanfiction in peace? I feel like at this point, though, I've just kind of like, I don't know. Shipping was just a very like teenage me thing that I did. If only ever interesting thing they do something with the relationships in those type of anime, but they never do because that's not what drives their story, so they end up being shallow and pointless. Yeah. Well, romance never really goes anywhere in a lot of these. Some people are so delulu and lost in their own worlds. It's true. And welcome, Sorosoro. I'm just like, I don't know. I usually, back when I was more entrenched in fandom, I would usually just kind of keep to myself most of the time. Just because I always thought, like, aren't we just all here to, like, have fun and enjoy the media? Why are we all fighting over something so silly? What the fuck? Is this, how is this not clean yet? It looks pretty spotless to me. Oops, sorry everybody. So many chats today, I gotta do a lot of scrolling. If there's a light novel story about the 1A and some of the 1B girls having a slumber party and talking about boys, and generally aside from Ochiko thinking about Deku, they aren't really into any of them. Although the religious vine hair girl from 1B has a thing for Endeavor. That's weird. I'm fine with that though, because again, the main focus of the story is supposed to be about these kids at school getting powers. Like, do you really want to be in the middle of, like, a really intense arc in the story and then it just gets interrupted by, like, I don't know, weird romance drama? I wouldn't. I feel like it would have been fun for MHA to explore a superhero relationship, like the Incredibles prequel or something. That would have been interesting, like the adult superheroes and their relationships with each other. Garden back gate. Oh, here. That would have been cool. Okay. Agreed, Queenie. Thank you. Garden planter frames. 65%. Oh, this. Yeah, this does need to be clean, actually. Incidentally, I've been bouncing some ideas around ideas for MHA/Shikado crossover fanfic. You could have some really cool character interactions. Imagine Mina meeting Misha, for example. Is that what they call a crack ship? Definitely be interesting. There we go. Garden planter frames. 1 out of 3? What? Isn't that the same? Oh. These garden planter frames. The best shonen are One Piece and Hunter x Hunter because they're different. Oof. I'm too scared to get into One Piece at this point. It's too many episodes. Hey, stop it, Pepper. Don't be naughty. Pepper, stop. Hey. Don't be naughty. I'll give you treats in a couple minutes, okay? I'm guessing these are the other garden planters. Yeah, I'm just not a shonen person. I don't know. I can't keep up with long-running anime. And just a lot of them are very just samey to me. I don't know. I like short, little, concise stories in anime. I've always kind of been like that. Besides when I watched like 200 episodes of Detective Conan as a child. I like to be around fandoms but not directly in them because they end up being very insular and never open to interesting discourse. That's true. I like being in niche little fandoms where it's still very like small. That can be fun. Alright, I have to figure out how to get the fudge up there. Maybe I just need the longest one. I think you'd like Hunter x Hunter more than others. I don't know. I try, like once I went to a friend's house and they were watching Hunter x Hunter, and I got really bored because the whole episode was just somebody explaining the rules of a card game. I know a lot of people love Hunter x Hunter, but I'm not an action person. I don't really like an anime where every third episode is like a fight. That's the arc some people can't stick with. Yeah, I know that there's some arcs in Hunter x Hunter that people say are a little rougher than others. Let's see, where do I need to go to reach up there? It can be almost as much fun, if not more fun, to watch fandom drama as the series itself. I like to watch from the sidelines with my popcorn. And then I like to go fight, 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 fight. MHA could have easily been a season shorter. It gets a bit flabby around season 4 or 5. I think I stopped watching after season 4 ended just because like I wasn't making anime videos anymore. So I didn't feel obligated to watch it anymore. But I don't know. The plot was also just getting to be a bit weird to me too. I feel as though if I tried to get into One Piece now, I'd finish it by the time I'm 80 at the rate I watch. Yeah, I would just be too slow with watching it. Because I know a lot of people, if they watch One Piece now, they'll just put it on in the background. But I watch anime subbed, so I can't really do that unless I learn Japanese. Hey, come on. Come here. Alright, here. Here are your treats. Just don't knock more things over, okay? Silly boy. Last night I went old school. Ah, shit. Last night I went old school with my anime watching and watched a couple episodes of Golden Boy. Holy shit, biscuits, it was a trip. I don't think I've ever heard of Golden Boy. Is that like a 90s anime or an 80s anime? I know the 80s anime can be a little intense. That was when they made a lot of like really violent sci-fi anime. Hunter x Hunter takes a long time to really be about fighting. When it does, it's not like the other anime at all. Maybe I'll give it a chance. I don't know. I really want to watch Nana. What else do I even need to clean up there? I can't bring the ladder up any higher. Yeah, I'd love to be able to get it up there. I need Libra's help. Well, maybe I'll go to that last. Let's see how much more needs to be cleaned. Oh, Jesus. Okay, a lot more. The what? Alright, this might need to be a 2-stream washer. We'll see. Do I have to clean anything out back? I don't think I have to. I think it's everything here. Oh, I guess stuff here I'm missing. Nana is just beautiful. Such flawed characters you become attached to. I'm excited. Maybe I'll spend some of this weekend watching when I'm not knee-deep in 100 Line. Or the Love and Deep Space content update. Pepper, stop! He keeps trying to knock things off of my desk. Golden Boy was 90s, very fan servicey, and very weird to have a sultry character with the voice of Asuka from Ava. Wow. Almost the entire main original English dub. What are you looking at? You're being weird. He's being weird, chat. I need to rewatch Cowboy Bebop. That's what I need to do. I feel like it would be helpful right now, as I'm in a lost period. Or a period where I kind of just feel like I'm floating through the vast expanse of space. Why doesn't this want to clean? Damn, this whole place looks clean, doesn't it? Well, you know what? I'm thinking it may need to be a twofer because Pepper is driving me a little crazy right now, and I'm also getting sleepy, and I want to watch Drag Race. So I'm probably going to end things off here. But this has been a lovely little stream, I think. A lovely little Friday night stream. Ugh, you're going to carry that weight. Yup. Yup. That's how I've been feeling lately for sure. I would say that probably sums it up about right. I was listening to Golden Slumbers by the Beatles the other day, and then Carry That Weight came on, and I'm like, yeah, maybe I should rewatch Cowboy Bebop. And I'd like to. And Pepper, stop it! No more bed for you. You've lost your bed privileges. But yeah, maybe I should even rewatch Cowboy Bebop tonight. But yes, I'm getting pretty sleepy, everybody, and I'm feeling a little brain-wormy right now, so I'm probably gonna end things off for the night. But I hope everybody has a really wonderful weekend. Thank you so much, everybody, for joining me tonight. Thank you for all of the questions. It was really fun answering everybody's questions. I enjoyed it a lot. Thank you guys for learning some new stuff with me today and helping me learn a few new things about myself too. Me too, it's 2 a.m. See you next time, hopefully. For sure, yeah. I should be back next week pretty soon. If I'm feeling it, maybe I'll stream on Sunday, but if not, I will be back very early next week, and we shall have more fun streams in order. I'd like to play Look Outside, so I'll probably play that sometime next week. Maybe do a few other fun streams. I still want to play Hades for you guys too. I know that's been one that we've been wanting to play for a bit. So more fun streams coming up. But yes, same with the brainworms. I hope you sleep well and don't stress too much. Thank you everybody. Anybody who's feeling brainworms tonight, know that I am with ya and I feel ya and I'm looking out for ya. Take care of yourselves. Take it easy. Be gentle on yourselves. Eat your favorite food this weekend. Do something that you love. Pet an animal. And just be good to yourselves. Everybody promise me you'll be good to yourselves. Everybody, thank you so much for the follows today. Thank you so much for the resubs today, donating bits. Thank you so much for all the gifted subs. It means the absolute world. Thank you so much, everybody. Next time you feel the brainworms, remember that cats look funny when they poop. Yeah, next time I'm feeling the brainworms, I'm just gonna remember that video about why cats run around after they poop. I'm gonna remember the Senior Cats Wellness page. And that'll give me a smile. But yes, everybody laugh next time you see a cat poop. Thank you, Doc. Thank you, Trick Proof. Thank you, Craig's Critique. Thank you, J5. Thank you, Haunted Putty. Thank you, Lumi. Thank you, Fluffy. Thank you, Alyssa. Thank you all. Thank you so much for spending your Friday night with me. I hope you all have beautiful, wonderful weekends. Please take care of yourselves, and I can't wait to see you all next time. Bye, 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 bye.